give me a rundown filled out with all the sponsors and stuff, because I don't know any of the time zone. Welcome in. It is Wisconsin Sports Daily, from the Wisconsin State Fair inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. C-Sparky Fiber with you out here at the State Fair. I need y'all to come out and hang out with me. We're trying to get these speakers as loud as possible so they can hear me over the band that's like a mile down the road at this point, because it is very, very loud. Like, you would think the band was like in our front yard, literally, where we're broadcasting from. So we're trying to turn up the sound a little bit out here at the Wisconsin State Fair. Make sure to come out, say hi. We're right here outside the Expo Center entrance, right across from the Milk House. We'll have some milk. Root beer milk is my favorite, by the way. If you've not had any of that flavored milk, s'mores milk tastes like a little bit more like chocolate milk, according to Thunder, who tried it earlier. And then the brownie over there is good stuff, too, over at the Milk House. Coming up on today's show, we're going to talk about the Brewers, obviously, the Terry Skubal conversation, the details, what went behind the trade negotiation between the Brewers and the Detroit Tigers. We'll get to that. Also, Charlie Sounds of the Day, always coming up at 3:40. Pretty Gold Update at 4. And then, of course, it's Play the Fifth, brought to you by Habish and Rotier. That comes up at 4:20 today. Your opportunity to tell somebody this hush it on up. I will do that at 4:20. We'll follow the money with Austin Herdina, Potawatomi Sportsbook. He'll join us in the last segment of the show. Other guests coming up today, Jacob Westendorf will give us his thoughts on Green Bay Packers Family Night coming up this weekend. And I'm looking forward to hearing from Jacob and things that, if you're going to the game, if you're watching on TV, or if you're live streaming it on the Packers website, people that you could be watching and wanting to see who you might not know, who you should know, and things like that. So that's coming up at 2:40. Chris Merrick, voice of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, he'll join us coming up at 3:20. Chris Merrick is a perfect guy to get on today. They're going to play the Sky Cup this weekend. I want to thank Merrick because he's seen a lot of the guys that are now in Biloxi with the Shuckers, because they have to go through Wisconsin first to get there. And obviously, he's got a stacked team with the Timber Rattlers too, and with the trades that have gone on, the untouchables list that has been made, and so forth. I just want to get his thoughts on some of these guys that the Brewers have as top-ranked prospects in the system. He'll join us coming up at 3:20. Don't also forget, out here at the Wisconsin State Fair, you come find us and our friends from Buy the Yard giving away a $2,000 in-store credit towards your purchase of 4 custom Adirondack chairs and 2 side tables. To register to win, simply stop by the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network right outside the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center. Scan the QR code, and then we have some great fans supplies last as well. And we had a couple of little kids out here yesterday that had the fans, and they're like, I was trying one of these fans, and they take it out of the little nylon bag, and they open it up, and they're like, a Frisbee! And they started throwing it around like a Frisbee here in front of our table. So you could use it as a Frisbee too, right? You can use it as a bat. Or if you have little kids, they can use it as Frisbees. Preferably not throwing it at people walking around State Fair, so we don't get yelled at that we're giving away objects that can be tossed around. I prefer not having that happen to us. But yeah, by all means, come on out here, get yourself a fan too while supplies last. I heard Thunder earlier in the show, in his show, go, hey, we're not out yet. We are going to have these fans to give away every day that we're out here, and we're out here every day through the run of Wisconsin State. So, for instance, coming up, we have the leadoff show, obviously going on from 5 to 6:30 today, getting ready for Brewers baseball. Now, the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show, that will be in studio tonight with franchise Tim Allen and myself after Game 1, Brewers and Twins. But then tomorrow morning from 9 to 11, College Sports Weekly, Don Wachillas, Dan Underwood, they will be right here where we are at the Wisconsin State Fair doing their show from 9 to 11 tomorrow morning. And then on Sunday, I'll be back out here for the leadoff show from noon until 1. And then the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen and myself. We'll both be out here for the postgame show from 4 until 6 coming up on Sunday afternoon. If you always want to get a picture with Tim Allen or get his autograph or whatever the case may be, come see Tim on Sunday. I want to start out talking about Derek Skubal and the details coming out on the Milwaukee Brewers. I had quote tweeted a report earlier today and have gotten a ton of response from earlier this morning. Let's see, 34 comments, over 500 likes. So the report, and that's just from one of the 2 tweets. there's two tweets that were out. The first tweet that I saw that came out was somebody taking a snippet of the Jeff Passan piece on the front page of ESPN. Jeff Passan dove into the trade discussions that the Detroit Tigers have for Tarik Skubal. So, for instance, the Chicago Cubs were involved. The Cubs realized we don't want to play that game where we're having to give up these high-end ranking prospects for a rental guy that, being honest, the Cubs do have the money to pull that off if they wanted to sign him, but the Ricketts family is cheap, so they don't want to get into that game. So they bailed. They're like, no, too expensive. We're not doing that for a rental. Well, the Brewers and the Dodgers also were having conversations about Tarik Skubal. Now, as we know, Tarik Skubal ended up getting traded to the Dodgers, and everybody was all mad and so forth. Well, when the Tigers, Scott Harris, president of baseball operations for the Tigers, and Matt Arnold for the Brewers were having these conversations, according to Jeff Passan, I want to emphasize this. This is not according to Matt Arnold. This is not according to Scott Harris and the Tigers. This is according to Jeff Passan's sources. We're going to assume that they are correct. That's what we're going to go off of, okay? According to Jeff Passan, the untouchable list was 4 players long. Now, when Matt Arnold talked about this the other day, Matt Arnold said they had way more players available, and that untouchable list was essentially a lot smaller than maybe it has been in the past at the trade deadline. Of guys, they were just like, no, we're not trading these guys. We got a list of like 15 guys maybe that we're not going to trade. According to Jeff Passan of ESPN, the untouchable list was Jesus Madej, their number 1 prospect, and the number 1 prospect in all of Major League Baseball. Not just the number 1 prospect for the Brewers. He's the number 1 prospect of all teams. He's number 1. Also on this list, 3 big league guys. Cooper Pratt, who's on that list. Luis Lara was on that list. And Logan Henderson was on that list. Now, the speculation all along was that the Brewers refused to put Logan Henderson into the deal because they wanted a controllable young pitcher. And by all accounts, according to this report by Jeff Passan, Logan Henderson was not going to be given up. So if the deal breaker was potentially Logan Henderson, we talked about this the other day, are you all right with it? You have several years of control of Logan Henderson. You don't with, obviously, with Tarik Skubal. But this is the question that I want to know. They put 4 guys on the untouchable list. I want to know who would be on your untouchable list, Brewers fans. Who would have been on your list? Would you have added guys to the list? Would you have taken off a couple of guys off this list? And maybe the list is just Madej. For Skubal, anybody else is available, but I'm not trading Madej. Maybe your list is nobody. I'll give up whoever. I don't care about prospects, Sparky. I simply want a 2-time Cy Young Award winner to pair with Miz to go beat the Dodgers. I don't care about these guys. It could be that too. Some of y'all might have a love affair. You might have a list even longer than this. Maybe it's 6 guys, 8 guys. Maybe you got 10 names you want to give them. Whatever. I'm here for you. Let's have the conversation. Nicolay Law Talk and text line 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. Of course, you can check us out streaming live on X and on Facebook and on YouTube. On X and on YouTube, check us out at WI Sports Radio. Like and subscribe when you're there watching on YouTube, please. We would like that. And if you are on Facebook, the Fan Milwaukee Facebook page, you can come watch us there and comment and so forth. And then we'll have all the comments popping up in the Dugout YouTube chat. And Aaron can jump in as he sees stuff come in with people's lists and so forth. Aaron, I'm also going to put you in charge of text messages today. I'm also going to put you in charge of the Nicolay Law Talking text line. Because what I've realized about myself since we started this talking text line is when I'm on location, I suck at paying attention to the talking text line, and I'm not very good. And it's not that I'm ignoring you on purpose. I just get so focused on everything else and trying to stay focused on my radio show and not get distracted by the shiny objects around me that I then forget about the talking text line and nothing gets right. Post game last night, prime example. I think we read like 3. The whole show, we probably had 100. So that's the thing. So I'm going to put Aaron in charge of the Dugout YouTube chat, and I'm going to put Aaron in charge of doing that. Now, Charlie is not here today. Charlie Houston is not here today because it was his girl's birthday yesterday. And Charlie, being the romantic guy that he is, took her to dinner at her favorite place last night, which I've never been to in southeastern Wisconsin. And today, the plan was they were going to spend the day here at the Wisconsin State Fair. So we may have a guest appearance from Charlie's girlfriend, Beth, on the show at some point. If she's intoxicated, I can't put her on. If she's good, then we'll put her on if they come over here. If I know Charlie, he'll keep himself and her far away from me, from where we're set up. Smart man. Yeah, because I don't think you trust me. No need not to trust me. All right, so this is what I want to know. Who's on your list? Who do you want on this list? Do you like this list? It's Jesus Madej, Cooper Pratt, Luis Lara, Logan Henderson. Nicolay Law talking text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. C. Sparky Pfeiffer out here with Wisconsin Sports Daily at the Wisconsin State Fair just outside the Expo Center. I'll start. Luis Lara would not have been on my list. No chance. I understand they signed to a long-term deal. I understand unless he becomes like a perennial all-star, it's a really cheap deal for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's got escalators, so he can make it worth something for himself and really make it work. But unless he gets to that point, it's not going to happen. He makes enough money where potentially he could be your fourth outfielder for a championship caliber team, right? So you have a power hitter in right, a power hitter in left, or Chourio in left. And then whatever you end up with in center field. I think, we'll see if I'm right or wrong. I think when they win this thing, and I'm not convinced it's this year. I think when they win this thing, Chourio's the center field. And I think they got two power bats on the other side of Chourio. You have a power bat in left, a power bat in right, and then Chourio in his 25 or 30 home runs, hopefully that's where he gets to, ends up being in center field. You've got that speed out in center field to get to both corners to help the corner outfielders, if those guys aren't super fast. And you cover ground, good defender, round the guy with a home run if need be, close call. I think that's how it works. So for me, Luis Lara would not have been on my untouchable list. According to Jack Massey, he was for the Brewers. They weren't going to trade Lara for Scoop. They weren't going to trade Cooper Pratt. Okay, let's have that conversation because Cooper Pratt's on the list and Jesus Madej is on the list. Now, so far in Jesus Madej's time in the minor leagues, and again, we're going to talk with Chris Marin, play-by-play voice from Timber Growlers at 320, as Madej went through Wisconsin on his way to Biloxi. Madej has only played shortstop for the most part. That's where he's been playing. If Cooper Pratt's on your untouchable list and Jesus Madej is on your untouchable list, that means you plan on playing them together going forward, which I'm fine with. But then don't at some point you got to make a decision on moving Madej at Biloxi or a national next year to the position you want him to play at the next level. Why are you still playing him at shortstop if Cooper Pratt is like Madej and you don't want to move Pratt? And you signed Pratt to a long-term deal. Furthermore, last night on the Potawatomi Sports postgame show, Tim Allen and I were having a discussion about Cooper Pratt. This dude's like 6'4", tall for shortstop. And we were talking about power. Tim and I both agree. As he gets more mature, hits the weights and so forth, that power is going to come. There's no reason why Cooper Pratt can't be a 20 home run guy in the major leagues at shortstop. Like that should totally be something that should happen, maybe more than that. So, okay, so he's at shortstop. Let's talk about third base. You have Andrew Fisher coming. You have Luke Adams, who can play first or third. He's at Nashville right now. You have Luis Pena coming, who also has played some shortstop, and I believe has played some third base as well down in the minors. So you have Pena coming, who, by the way, not on the untouchable list. Number 2 prospect in the Brewers organization, top 20 prospect in all of baseball, not on the list. Brewers said, come get our number 2 prospect. We'll give you a Scooble. We're not scared to give away a top prospect, just not the best one. So if you're keeping Pratt and Madej, fine. Then please make up your mind where Madej's going to play, and can we please start playing him in there defensively like today, if at all possible? Because he's not going to shortstop where you've been playing. Logan Henderson, that's the other guy on the list. So again, it's Madej, Pratt, Lara, Henderson. Those were the 4 guys on the list that were deemed untouchable by the Brewers that they gave to the Detroit Tigers for Tarek Skubal per Jeff Passan of ESPN. I think Logan Henderson is going to be really, really good. Do not get me wrong.
Henderson is really tough, I think, in this conversation.
Yeah.
Because he's probably not quite good enough right now, I think, to make him like untouchable. But I think with his control, how long they have him under control and how good he could be, it's like, all right, you could make the argument that he is untouchable. Like, he is the most dominant, is he untouchable or not, I think, of any of these players that we could have a conversation.
This is my thing, is that they clearly view Logan Henderson as the third best pitcher in the system, right? Nizzorowski and Harrison are clearly 1-2, not debatable. My only thing with Henderson is he has not shown the ability to stay healthy coming up through the minors. The man is hurt constantly, and we had back issues already this year. He's had back issues in the past. What do we know about people who have back problems? Do they ever go away? Do they all miraculously fix themselves and no more back problems for the rest of their life? Hardly ever happens. You could have back surgery and you're probably still going to have back issues later. Not as severe, but you're probably still going to have some type of back issues. That's my worry on Logan Henderson. That's why I was all in on going and finding a third starter. If I thought Logan Henderson was absolutely going to be healthy for the playoffs, Logan Henderson is good enough to get the job done as a 3-starter. There's no question. He is definitely good enough. But you can't put all in on that, right? You can't do it. So you had to go get somebody else. So I understand the Logan Henderson thing. I just don't know if I put him on my untouchable list because of how much he's been hurt. That's my struggle. Like, I just don't know if I put him on my list. Maday's definitely on my list, no doubt. And if Cooper Pratt's your long-term shortstop, which clearly you believe he is, he's done good enough for me. I'm fine with Cooper Pratt being on your list. Lara, again, in my perfect outfield, I want 2 power 6 in the quarter, Churiel inside. And Lara's my 4th, rotating outfielder like Blake Perkins type deal. That's fine. He's not making a ton of money unless he's like making a bunch of all-star games. He's speed, he's defense, he's good contact hitter. So that's perfect. That 4th outfielder role is perfect for that.
Yeah, Laura won't be on my untouchables either. I don't think he is that good right now, or I don't think he would be good enough at some point where you're like super disappointed in, like, if Derek Stewart came back in an offer, like you'd be upset or really disappointed that you included Luis Rara in that deal.
Correct.
Cooper Pratt before this last couple of weeks, I would have also been like, yeah, you can trade him, go ahead. But he's been fantastic. He's been hitting 400 the last 21 games. I think that projects out really nicely. I'm okay with him being on the untouchable list.
Now, I'll tell you who I would have added to the list. My list would not have just been Maday and Pratt and call it a day. I got 2. No, I would have added guys that they did not add. Okay, I would have had my own list. I just wouldn't have included 2 of theirs, and I would have added a couple more of mine. I'll tell you what that's all about. Coming up next, Chuck in Milwaukee, John and Franklin. You guys are also going to join the conversation coming up next. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with me, Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, live from the Wisconsin State Fair just outside the Expo Center, hanging out inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Hey, turn the music off. Hey, no music going into breaks. Just hit the break. Just start the spot. I don't like music on. I still hear music. Where's the music coming from? All right, take me out of here. Why is it making that noise? Was it making that noise before?
Like a little once in a while, it was doing it. If we got it.
When we come out of break, don't turn it back up.
Oh, can I get a picture real quick?
Oh yeah, they took one. He took one earlier of me and Mitch together.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what he did with it, but yeah.
Let's go to Brandon.
Huh?
Brandon or Aaron? Who's in the studio right now?
Oh, Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah. Hey, did you send Westendorf the link? Thank you. Yeah, send me the rundown with the sponsor times, please, too. Thank you. Just so I don't miss any. Oh, hey, you know what? Let's do one with a fan.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. I don't even know how to put it back together. I'll let you do that. What up, man? How are you? Good, man. How's life? Sit down. Sit down.
What's good, buddy?
I'll put you on the radio. Sit down.
Are you serious?
It's, that one's turned all the way down.
Oh, no, I got you.
Let's go.
All right, go ahead, talk.
Hey, hello, testing. Hello. Can you hear me now?
You got him? You hear it? Sound okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right, sounds good. Take us out of queue, please. All right, man. You ready?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see what happens.
All right, so this is what we're doing. You walked in at the perfect time. We're talking about Passon's untouchable list.
Talking about what?
Passon's untouchable list.
Okay.
So Passon said the Brewers told the Tigers that they would not give up Madej, Pratt, Lara, or Logan Henderson for Skubal.
Okay.
So the question is, would they be on your list? And if not, who would be?
Okay.
And I said before you walked up that Madej and Pratt would be on my list, not the other two. And then I said I'll add who I think should be when we come back.
So Lara and Henderson, the other two.
Are the other two, right?
You're echoing in here.
That'll go away once we start.
Okay, sounds good.
Hey, Aaron, did you have us in queue? Yeah, take us out of queue. Now you're good?
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, don't interrupt the game.
You didn't see this on your bingo card today, did you?
And what?
You didn't see this on your bingo card today. Hey, man, you're a regular caller. You're smart. You're good. Come on. We were at a bar remote last year, and I put Ram on. Ram came rolling up on his bicycle outside. I was like, sit down. Let's go, Ram.
Normally, I'm on my way home from work when I call you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I live in Oconomowoc, but I work in Watertown.
Screw that. I lived in Oconomowoc one time. I was, man, I don't know what street it is, but it's like this, and then coming out of the neighborhood is like this. It's a stoplight, and then you go right into like a Walgreens parking lot type deal.
Yeah, that's where we are.
Cop followed me in, waited for me in the Walgreens to tell me I accelerated through a yellow light.
Really?
Oh, I was hot.
They have nothing else to do there.
Welcome in. It is Wisconsin Sports Daily. I'm here at the Wisconsin State Fair. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer with you. Charlie Houston is off today. Aaron Morris is doing a bang-up job back there. He's got his hands full. I mean, it's not the Josh show. Obviously.
Bang job, I'll take it.
Right.
We're trying to make it work for now. You know?
Correct. Right. Okay. Joining us now out here at the Wisconsin State Fair, he walked up. So what's up, Sparky? Justin in Watertown. I said, sit down and grab a headset. But I got my family here. I'm like, shut up and sit down and grab a headset. We're going to put you on the radio, man. Let's talk. This is perfect because you're a big Brewers fan and you're wearing a Brewers hat. Right. So I know Justin's smart. I know he's knowledgeable. So if you're smart, you're knowledgeable, and you come out here, I'll give you a chance too. So this is the deal. Jeff Passon put out a list on ESPN today saying who the Brewers would not trade for Terry Skubal. The list includes Jesus Madej, Cooper Pratt, Luis Lara, and Logan Henderson. I ask you, Justin in Watertown, are they on your list? If not, who is?
So Madej is definitely on my list. Number one guy in the minors. I mean, trading him, you gotta get a lot.
Yeah.
I need a guy who's going to be around for 2 to 3 years minimum, because that's the guy you're going to have in your farm system, and then your program for about 6 months.
Right.
As long as things don't change after the collective bargaining program. Henderson, I can see why they wouldn't want to trade him. Right? He's very good. He could be a guy for 5 or 6 years that could be not a perennial all-star, but he did an all-star game maybe once, maybe twice.
Maybe, yeah.
He's going to be our number 3 into the playoffs this year. He came back after the all-star break, after the trade deadline, pitched phenomenally.
And thank the Brewers for not trading.
100%. So for a rental, a half-year guy, I mean, I just couldn't do that for Henderson. Lara, I could be okay with trading because we have a ton of shortstop, second baseman kind of players. He's still down in single A.
Oh, Lara's in the outfield, man.
Oh, Lara. Oh, I'm thinking
Hey,
of.
he got to your brain.
Yeah, they did. Lara, I can still be okay with trading. We got a lot of prospects that we can fill in there. As long as Bowers is healthy, because Bowers in the field. I feel
You
like
were
he'd be coming
thinking, Pena.
I was thinking Payne.
Not on the list.
Correct, which I would be okay with trading Payne.
Right, obviously they were too.
Pratt, the only reason I wouldn't trade Pratt is because we need him right now.
Yeah.
Right? If in a year or two, Pratt could be potentially tradable. Mate comes up, he's good.
That's what I was complaining about before he walked up.
Yeah.
If Pratt's on your untouchable list, then obviously Miday's not your shortstop. So
Right.
Miday's not your shortstop, then move him to the position you want to play him at when you bring him up. He's in Double A. If he's going to be your third baseman or wherever you plan on playing him, then just move him up and let's call it a day.
I still don't think Pratt's the long-term shortstop.
Well, where's he gonna play?
Third base. Move him over
Oh,
to
you
third.
think he's going to?
I think he moves to third base. But then eventually you got Fisher coming up, right? So
Right.
what do you do with Fisher? Because Fisher's going to play third base.
Is he?
Or DH.
Or
I can
first
see him
base.
as DH or first baseman. But I mean, that gives you a lot of protection.
Right.
in the
All right.
infield there.
So who's on your list?
My no trade list would be Mate, Henderson. I feel like that's probably about it.
That's it. You're at 2.
That's it.
All right, very good. Justin Awartown, thanks for stopping
Thank you,
over.
appreciate it.
I appreciate it. So there's Justin Awartown. See how easy that is. Look, you come out, hang out, come up. Hey, Sparky, what's up, man? I'm not guaranteeing everybody's going to get on, but if I know who you are and you're a regular and you're good, I'll put you on. I'll give them a headset. Especially we're talking about something that I know you're really good at. Like we had Ram. He came out. He stopped by remote. What was it? Last summer, was it? The playoff run, maybe? And we were out. Come on, man. Sit down. Grab a headset. Put Ram on. That's about how we do it here at Wisconsin Sports Daily. The show for the people. Let's go to Chuck in Milwaukee. You're next here on Wisconsin Sports Daily at the State Fair. What's going on? What's going on, Chuck?
Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I got you, buddy. Go ahead.
Okay, 2 identical players are on the team now, Laura and Sal.
Correct.
Then, player, position. You got practically 2 identical players. The only difference is Laura's got the contract and Sal doesn't.
Right. And they're going to have to make a decision between Sal and Laura once Sal's healthy.
Yeah. So I thought maybe Sal would be on the trading block. So Laura, you got the contract.
Yeah, I think when you do a no trade list, it's based on who's good. And because Sal hasn't been that good this year, I don't think you really have to worry about a no touchable list for Sal. And then I think I said are understood, right? I mean, Miz isn't on the list, but the Tigers know you're not trading Miz. Churio's not on the list, but they know you're not trading Churio. This is pretty much kind of like a prospect list. And even though they're at the big league level, they were essentially prospects, prior to the season.
Yeah. When is Sal hit his arbitration?
When is who in arbitration, did you say?
Yeah, when is he do his
Are
arbitration?
you talking about Sal Frelick?
Yeah.
Let me look it up. Sal Frelick arbitration is next year, after this year. So he's got 3 more years of arbitration. He's just going to be after this season. Going into this offseason. That'll be year 1. Chuck, thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate it. Take care. There he is. Chuck, let's go to John and Franklin. You're next to me. Play a little talking text line. BBC Sport. What's up, John?
Hey, Sports. Yeah, not real exciting thoughts here. I'm agreeable with. I would have not worried about protecting Laura, only because we've got enough slap hitters in the lineup, and that's what he's doing right now. I don't know how he projects out or how they think he's going to project out, but that is what I talked about weeks ago about what was going to be fascinating about how Arnold proceeded, and Arnold I trust, and I wanted to see, how he proceeded, and I didn't want to give up too much for Skubal just because, part of it is like the all-star thing where you kind of get credit afterwards. We don't have you're not really. I know some of this is just network. I understand this guy was one of the best pitchers in the league up to the that's going to be at the top of our rotation through many, hopefully World Series runs. I wouldn't have done that either. So I'm with Matt Arnold. I trust what he did. And it kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together for me, kind of what he's thinking.
All right. John, thanks for the call. I've said this before, and those of you that know me know this. I will never, ever, 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 ever be the in blank I trust guy. Like, it's not going to happen. I'm going to have my opinion. They're going to have their opinion. Doesn't mean that I could do his job. Not at all. But I'm still going to have my opinion on different players. And there are a lot of fans that do just have blind loyalty. In 10 we trust. It was that way for a long time. Until Aaron Rodgers got hurt and everybody saw what the roster really was like. And it was like, oh my God, fire Ted Thompson. He's an idiot. Prior to that, it was in 10 we trust, right? That's what it was. So in Matt Arnold we trust. I love Matt Arnold. Matt Arnold's a good dude. Me and Matt get along great. Comes out with me at the toy drive. Came on earlier this year during the regular season. I'm a big Matt Arnold fan, right? Good dude. But I'm not going to just sit here blindly and be like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Whatever he does, I'm all in. Just like there are people who are like, oh, just trust Pat Murphy. He's the manager, 2-time manager of the year. Don't second guess him. Well, that's not me. It's just not going to be. I'm not that way with anybody in any aspect of my life. Like, that's the one thing that I will tell you. I'm about as opinionated on everything that you could possibly imagine. It does not matter what it is. So maybe that's, I know you are. I know. People are asking where Aaron Morris is out here at the State Fair. I said, you're scared of being too close to that. They won't be seeing you today. Don't like people. Just like Ronnie Mackloff, another person that doesn't like people. But he does stand-up comedy in front of hundreds of people in the room. I don't get it. But anyways, so this list, before we get to Jacob Westendorf, switch gears, go to the Packers. I'll tell you who I would have added. Number one, I would not had Andrew Fisher on this list. Andrew Fisher's on my list. Whiteberg, he's on my list. I'm not trading him either.
Interesting.
Now, we start talking about the young guys down there right now. They got a bunch of them, right? That are coming over from the Dominican or wherever they're coming, Venezuela, that are coming. And I got a tweet at me last night. Tunez has been on fire since he got called up to Wilson. And we've been talking about Tunez on the lead-up. It cracks me up when people are like, you don't even know who Wes Barkley is. You don't listen to the radio station to know, clearly, because I talk about all these prospects nonstop. And when Tommy Wirtz was here, him and I both talked about it nonstop. So, Tunez is a really good hitter. Now, I think the reason why they were okay trading Frias was because his ground ball rate is still really high. And he's not elevating the ball enough yet. He's 18. Plenty of time. He's got lightning quick hands like Churia. Like, you see star power coming for that dude unless, some type of injury happens or something like that. Like, so for me, I'm okay giving up some star players. You want to take Pena? Go ahead. You want to take Bishop Letson? You want to take Knopf? You want to take any of the? You could have had any of the pitchers in this farm system, and I would have said, have at it. You could have 3 of the pitchers in our farm system, and I would have said, sure, take whatever 3 you'd like. Have a nice day. I am going to protect the power in this farm system like my life depends on it if I'm Matt Arnold, because that is the biggest reason why you can't get over the hump when you get to the postseason. And now you got some coming. That's why I was mad when Ragsdale got involved in that trade. Are you kidding? His power is out of this world this year. I know he sucked last year, but he clearly has changed. I saw a side-by-side of his swing from last year to this year and the work that he's done in the offseason. It's night and day. And Chris Marion will talk more about it. He's been Ragsdale and Appleton with the Timberwolves. I saw Ragsdale play earlier this year. He had a home run when I was at that game. I was like, who is this dude? So then I started following them after that. Yes. All right. Take a quick timeout. Come back. Other side, we'll talk with Jacob Westendorf. Covers the Green Bay Packers. Great dude. Talk to him straight ahead. Wisconsin Sports Daily. Live from the Wisconsin State Fair inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Don't forget the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, proudly outfitted by Burkhardt Sporting Goods, our official apparel partner. Outfit your team or company with custom apparel today at BSG1881.com. Take it out of Q.
Yeah, Jacob in here.
What are you doing back there? I'm getting all kinds of feedback. Yeah, are you putting me in queue? Yes. No, don't put me in talk about it. Well, I'm not worried about that. But we're getting horrible feedback every time you do it.
It's still doing it.
What?
It's still doing it.
Because he has me in queue with the studio. We're just going to have to turn down him breaks, so he's not going to take us out of queue. Where is the one now? Oh, here it is. Why did Stratton? What'd you say?
Just want to stand here.
Oh, okay. Just don't blow smoke in my face. That's all I ask.
I'm sorry to even ask you that because somebody, it's over there I don't want to see.
Oh, okay.
And if I'll put it off.
Yeah. Right.
How are you? I was just talking to this guy. It's when you can't get away from family.
Oh yeah. I've been there before. Yeah.
That's driving me nuts. Take off my headset.
Hello.
I'm curious what these are.
Fans.
Yeah. So they pop out like that with their fan.
Or if you have little kids, they turn them into frisbees and start throwing them at each other.
Yeah.
That would, yeah. Oh yeah, would love it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What music do you guys play?
We don't. Sports talk. Brewers, Packers, Bucks. Brewers post game, Packers post game. Brewers pregame, and then we're 6A to 6P. Local sports talk.
No hockey.
Not really. We're talking about maybe having a hockey show on Saturday mornings once we get to hockey season, though.
Okay.
So we'll see.
We love hockey.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
we like Brewers too.
Brewers too. Yep. You bet.
It's like it'd be kind of hard to get a big following for a hockey show in Wisconsin. This is any kind of team.
Yeah, I do agree, but there's a huge hockey fan base. There was a movement. There was a movement years ago about they wanted a hockey team to get rid of the Bucks. The Bradley Center was built to attract an NHL hockey team, and then the Blackhawks blocked them
I was going to say,
and
I
wouldn't
think
let them do it.
it's like within 200 miles of Chicago,
Yeah.
kind of a team or something.
They could have, if the Blackhawks would have said fine, there would have been a hockey team at the Bradley Center.
yeah.
That's why they built it that way. It was built to watch hockey. It wasn't built to watch basketball. And the whole thing backfired on them.
Yeah. A hockey team would do very well in Wisconsin.
But again, that also is a high-priced sport. I mean, the NBA is high-priced, so is hockey.
For sure.
Admirals are a good time, man. Our family goes 4 or 5 times a year for the Admirals.
Well, I try to get to an Admirals game every season.
It's fairly affordable.
Yeah, they're good.
You should see closing music on my button bar. Just start that with a minute left, so at 52:58. And then just in my ear, just talk down the line and tell me when we're at like 10. Welcome back. It is Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from the Wisconsin State Fair inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer with you, hanging out here outside of the Expo Center entrance. We'd love to see you out here. And also, don't forget about my fine friends over there at Brian and Stratton, looking for a college where you can excel in the classroom and on the field. At Brian and Stratton College's Wauwatosa campus, you can compete in NJC AA Division II athletics with more than 20 men's and women's teams to choose from. Keep playing the sport you love while earning your associate degree in business, healthcare, criminal justice, or digital marketing. Athletic scholarships are available for those who qualify. As I've said before, and I will say again, if you are a high school student, or maybe your parents are a high school student, you're like, man, I think my kid's kind of good for Division I, but maybe just not there yet or whatever. And we have Division III that's looking at us and so forth, but then we got to pay. I'm telling you, man, send your highlights, send your stuff, reach out to Brian and Stratton. You could end up at a Division II JUCO program after 2 years. Your son or daughter gets really good. Maybe there's a way for them to get to Division I for, that 3rd and 4th year of school, and you get a great education along the way. And it's a heck of a lot cheaper than a Division I school. Visit brianstratton.edu, brianstratton.edu, and discover how Brian and Stratton College is built different for you. Joining us now, my guy, Jacob Westendorf from SI. You and I have never really talked about this, but I got to know this. It says on your X account here, what an ugly hat you're wearing. It says on your X account here, Jacob, Packers on SI, but then it says Michigan on SI, which goes along with the hat that you're wearing. Then it says Dolphins on SI.
That's right.
What the heck is going on? Halfley goes to Miami. Are you going to move to Miami and cover the Dolphins now or what?
Yeah, I was part of the Green Bay South movement. I was the last piece that they brought down after Malik Willis and Zane Anderson and all the crew that they brought from Green Bay. So I do a couple things for them every now and again. I just finished something on Zane Anderson. I'm excited to kind of watch Malik Willis's progression down there as the starting quarterback. I really enjoyed getting to know him during a short period of time here. Our first game last year, 2 years ago now, our first game that year in Green Bay as the group would have been Willis starting because Jordan Love is hurt. So, but I wear a lot of different hats. No pun intended, I guess. But, mostly here for Packer stuff. That's where I do the vast majority of my work.
Okay, so let's talk about the Green Bay Packers. You got family night coming up tonight. Your thoughts on, as a Packer fan going to this, obviously it's a practice. It's not like you're going to see some big clobbering hits or anything like that, like it used to be back in the day until injuries started happening. So I just want to get your thoughts on a couple players that you'd like to see if you're telling fans that are going down there, okay, I know who you watched last year, but we got a couple of new guys this year that you may want to keep an eye on in practice. Who would those guys be?
Yeah, the first one that's easy, and I think it's low-hanging fruit, but it's Brandon Cisse, the new cornerback that they drafted in the second round. He's going to be with the starting unit, most likely, with Carrington Valentine. Matt LaFleur said yesterday he's not going to practice this week. So with Valentine out of the lineup, that means somebody else has to go into the lineup across from Keyshawn Nixon. So Cisse has been that guy during practice. He's been the first one off the bench. He was the first guy off the bench on the first day of practice when Nixon was out with an injury as well. So he's certainly one that I'm going for there. The other one, and it seems silly that we're still talking about kickers all these years later, but we're still talking about kickers. So how does Trey Smack do his first time kicking at Lambeau in front of fans and keeping all of those guys together? I think that the way that the Packers have handled their kicking situation is set up for a potential disaster. So how does he kick in front of the fan base? How does he kick in these drills? Because they're going to do stuff like that. And all eyes are going to be on him. I mean, I know that Gutekunst said yesterday that they are in competition with everybody around the league. And there's some truth to that, I guess, but you have to pay guys to come into your organization if this guy stinks. And then also admit that they'd have to cut a guy that they traded up to get in the 6th round. I know they didn't trade a ton to get him, but they still traded enough to move up into the 6th round to take Trey Smack. So I think those are the two biggest storylines. And then the other one is always, who's the guy that we don't know that can make his way into the conversation? Last year, that was Omar Brown, the defensive back. I think he had like 3 interceptions and a big hit or something like that. Unfortunately, he had a really, really bad injury against the Indianapolis Colts in the preseason, so he wasn't able to build on that. But he got himself in a conversation because of Goody said yesterday too that like these are practices. It's just a practice, so he wants to be clear on that. But it is something that it is in front of fans, which kind of brings a little bit more energy, and so that can weigh a little bit more when you're trying to make some of these big decisions.
Talking with Jacob Westendorf of SI joining us now. Woo, I got echo here.
I don't know what's going on back there in the studio. I'm trying to figure this out on my side. Jacob, tell me this. When we talk about the Green Bay Packers and going forward here with Jordan Love, talk about in your mind how important it is for that backup quarterback to maybe be a veteran going forward, because that's one thing you're going to get to see this year. Tyrod Taylor, the last couple of years, you've been seeing younger guys that didn't have a ton of experience. Now you get a guy that's ready to get senior citizen coffees to be the backup for Jordan Love.
Yeah, I think it's very important, especially in a season like this one where the Packers, they don't have their first-round pick. So, in the past when they had, say, Aaron Rodgers as the starter, and the starter would if he would get hurt, if the team bottomed out and went 3-13, the easy pitch is, well, they have Rodgers coming back and they'll have a top 5 draft choice at their disposal. Not the case. They'll be sending that choice to Dallas in exchange for the services of Michael Parsons, which is worth it a million times over. But I think you've seen over the last couple of years, the Packers have mentioned it every year. Love has missed time each of the last 2 years that he's been the starting quarterback. He's played through stuff, and this is the nature of that position. Guys get hurt. So having somebody, again, the perfect, quote-unquote, backup quarterback is a guy who he plays. If he has to start 4 games, can you go 2-2? Can you go 3-1 and kind of keep things afloat, so to speak, over the next 4 weeks while the starter is missing time? And somebody like Tyrod Taylor, I think, is perfect. I think there's going to need to be some recalibration of expectations in Green Bay for what to expect from the backup quarterback. But when you're doing what to expect from the backup quarterback, it can't be Malik Willis, because Malik Willis was incredible for, the 4 games or however many it was that he started. He parlayed that into a big contract in Miami. So when you put all that stuff together, that's not what a normal backup quarterback looks like. Like, normal for a backup quarterback is kind of Brett Hundley, and you're hoping for a little bit better than that, obviously. But even still, if you're hoping for better than that, it's not going to be. Malik Willis was a guy who not very smart people would say that he was better than Jordan Love, but that was the type of conversation it would spark.
Yeah, but again, you go back to, and I'm not putting Malik Willis, but if you go back to the Brett Favre days, people wanted Brunell. People definitely wanted Matt Hasselbeck. There was a huge movement about people wanting to get rid of Favre for Matt Hasselbeck, and that's what it was. You had Aaron Brooks and all those guys. Then you get to Rodgers, and you got Flynn, who got himself a big contract, for being, a 7th-round pick. That's damn good to be able to develop like that. So we'll see if the Packers ever get to the point of developing guys like that going forward. We've only got 2 minutes left. The running back depth on this team, your thoughts?
Not great. They better hope that Josh Jacobs stays healthy, and they better hope Marshawn Lloyd stays healthy. Both of those things were a problem last year. They hope they can get Chris Brooks back, but they don't have a lot of guys who are really experienced in carrying the football.
He is Jacob Westendorf. Again, what can people find if they go looking at SI and Packer Central?
Yeah, si.com/NFL/Packers. You can find my work over on Twitter X at Jacob Westendorf. Just about everything is there. We'll be rolling here into, end of training camp, and then the season starts here. That season opener here on September 13th. Myself and Bill Huber will be ready to roll.
You guys do a great job over there. Great coverage.
Thank
Make
you.
sure to follow all of them. Ignore his ugly hat. Just don't hold it against
Go
him.
blue.
Jacob, oh, God, stop. All right, there you go. Jacob Westendorf up into the night with his Michigan hat. Thanks so much for coming out, joining us on the Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that is all. We had all kinds of issues with feedback over here, and I mean all kinds of issues. Do you know whose fault the whole thing was? My fault. Want to know why we were having all this feedback? Because I thought it was Aaron, right? We were blaming Aaron. Will's over here, my promotion. It's got to be something in the studio, too. We're all thinking it's him. No, it's because my microphone was on my laptop, which was picking up the speakers plus my microphone and creating all kinds of problems. And once I shut the microphone off my laptop, Problem solved. So now we should be good for the next 3.5 hours, and we won't have to worry about it.
That and your mic on StreamYard was on, and I was trying to turn it off, but you were kind of going in and out of stream, so it wasn't.
Yes, because
wasn't
we
letting
did not
you do
have
it.
this.
Yeah.
Right, we did not have the
Yeah.
strongest Wi-Fi connection, so that kept disconnected. This is the joys of live radio and being out on location. Hey, check out the Potawatomi Sportsbook. 2 levels of seating. It's a 2,000 square foot center screen. Over 30 sporting events at one time you can watch at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. They've got leather recliners you can sit in the front 2 rows, high top tables, huge booths, fit like 8 people in them. You have the Potawatomi Sportsbook kitchen with a full menu plus all day brunch, homemade pastries and desserts, over 40 different beers on tap, and a dozen different specialty cocktails. Check them out today. Take your shuttles to and from home Brewers games as well from the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Go to Potawatomi.com. Coming up next, we're going to hear from Chris Merring at 3:20, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers play-by-play voice. We're going to talk about the other side of the Scoop trade straight ahead as we broadcast live from the Wisconsin State Fair inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky with you. It is time again. We are live at the Wisconsin State Fair inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sports Book. Don't forget, got those shuttles. Ticket to and from home Brewers games. Find out more information by simply going to Potawatomi.com. Also, don't forget that we are out here right outside the entrance to the Expo Center, right across from the Milk House. And if you come on out here, our friends over at Buy the Yard are giving away $2,000 in-store credit towards your purchase of 4 custom Adirondack chairs and 2 side tables. To register to win, simply stop by the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network booth right outside the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center. Scan the QR code. Plus, we have free fans while supplies last. And we've been out here since noon, so 3 hours in. Still have a couple of fans left if you're interested. And they're nylon. So like I was saying before, if you have little kids, they turn them into like Frisbees. And they like to have a lot of fun with that. So stop out, get that too while you're at it. We're going to talk with Chris Merring, play-by-play voice of the Timber Rattlers, coming up here at 3:20. I want to get his thoughts on some of these prospects that were involved in the no-trade list, some of these guys that apparently that they were made available to. I want to talk about the other side of this. In the first hour, we talked about, okay, who would be on your no-trade list versus who was on theirs. Now, again, on theirs for the Brewers, according to Jeff Passan, was Jesus Madej, Cooper Pratt, Luis Lara, and Logan Henderson. Those were the 4. Well, the other thing that we found out in all of this from Ken Rosenthal, he said in the discussions for Tarek Skubal that the Brewers made available Luis Pena, Jet Williams, and Alexander Frias, who they eventually traded for Dustin May. I want to know from you, who would have been in your package? If you were the Brewers, if you were Matt Arnold and you're trying to get Tarek Skubal, who's in your package? Who are you willing to move in order to try and get Skubal to Milwaukee instead of going to the Dodgers? I saw over here in the Dugout YouTube chat a little bit earlier from Paul, who said, I'm happy for what the Brewers have traded for without Skubal. I read somewhere that Skubal wants to go back to Detroit. Is that true? That's a load of crap. My buddy Jeff Rager, who's on nights, does the ticket in Detroit. I was reading his social media. He's like, stop. They tried to extend him, and it wasn't happening because Scott Boras is his agent. They're saying that's going to be a $400 million contract.
He's trying to save face. Skubal's trying to save face, saying that he's welcoming going back to Detroit and is waiting to see what their offer is in the offseason. He's just trying to make sure the fans don't completely hate his guts for basically requesting out.
He's trying to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Correct. And behind the scenes, Scott Boras is like, yeah, screw you. We're going to free agency, and we're going to get him the biggest contract known to man once we hit free agency. And a lot of, how he's going to get paid here, if he balls out and has a great postseason for the Dodgers, it's just going to keep increasing the money, up. Who knows how much money that'll end up costing them, whether that's the Dodgers or that's the Yankees or the Red Sox or whoever is going to dole out the money for him. I don't believe it's going to be the Detroit Tigers. I don't believe that is going to be the case. And like you said, I think he's just trying to play both sides of the coin. Who would be in your package? Nikolai Law talking text line 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. Aaron back there is running the talking text line with the text messages and stuff coming in. We didn't really get to any of them back in the first hour because I was talking too much. What do you got, Aaron?
Ziggy just came through with his untouchable list and then added in a couple guys that he would have included in a Skubal trade. He says Jesus Madej, Logan Henderson, Andrew Fisher, Luis Lara, Cooper Pratt, Blake Burke are all untouchable. And then he says most anyone in the majors minus Frelick and Mitchell. So I'm guessing he was okay adding one of them into a Tarek Skubal trade.
I don't know, man. Like, you can't trade Contreras right now. Not in the season. You'd crush that clubhouse, even though he's got 1 year left. So that's not an option. I would have traded Bowers or Vaughn. That wouldn't have bothered me at all. You don't need both of them, especially with Frelick coming back. You're going to have this conundrum of Bowers, Frelick, and Lara, and who gets to play when. Somebody's going to be the odd man out. Who should it be? It should be Sal. Will it be? We'll see. So I would have, one of those guys for Skubal wouldn't have bothered me. But again, the problem is Bowers isn't expiring. Vaughn only has 1 year left. So that's not attractive to a team. But having said that, Detroit is still trying to stay in it, right? They're still trying to stay in the race.
They're only a game and
but-
a half out.
Right, but they've got a first baseman, so they aren't looking for first base. But as far as guys that I would have moved, so Vonner Bauer, sure, fine. Terang, no, obviously. Shortstop, we talked about Pratt. Third base, yes, obviously. David Hamilton, Joey Ortiz, goodbye. Who cares? Outfield, Garrett Mitchell, I don't think that I would have fought hard necessarily to hold on to Garrett Mitchell. I think I would have been open. If somebody wanted to take a run at Garrett Mitchell because of what he's done this year, I would have rolled the dice and said, okay, could it have burned me because he stays healthy for the next 5 years and never gets hurt again, and he's a stud? Yep, absolutely. But from my perspective, I don't think he's a long-term center fielder for this team anyhow. And you might as well get the highest value you can get while you can get it in case he gets hurt again, which is the same thing that I would have said for Logan Henderson, who's been hurt a majority of his time coming up. Same type of situation. Like, take advantage of it while you got it. You think that player potentially could be injury prone, and this could be an ongoing thing, and you have big offers to include him, then move off of that player and move forward. Clearly, they weren't willing to do that with Logan Henderson. I don't know about Garrett Mitchell. Churio, obviously, I'm not trading, Churio either. Big league pitching, no Miz, no Harrison, for sure. The rest of them doesn't matter. You're in a playoff race, so you can't trade McGill and Uribe unless you're getting a closer back in the deal or you're getting a closer in another deal. Then maybe you could have included Uribe. They're not going to want McGill. He's getting older. Uribe would have been very, very valuable, but you better replace him with like Aroldis Chapman or somebody like that, and Boston got red hot, so he went off the market. So there wasn't necessarily a ton there to make that deal from a big league standpoint. All right, go ahead, Aaron.
The 414 says Fisher is not on my untouchable list. So he's kind of with you. I've actually seen a lot more people than I thought say that Andrew Fisher is not untouchable.
He would be for me.
Oh, would he?
He's
Okay.
Yeah, I said him and Blake Berg.
Okay.
I'm protecting my power at all costs. I just am. It's been so much of a struggle for years in this farm system, produce consistent power. You've actually got some power bats. I'm not moving those power bats. And I know, but Andrew Fisher's strikeout rate is so high. I don't care. He's still hitting around 300. He's going to hit like 40 home runs. I do not care. You do not have a player on this roster that's going to hit 40 home runs in a year.
You
That
know who
person does
else?
not exist.
You know who else strikes out a lot in the MLB and then hits a lot of home runs?
Schwarber.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
You're telling me you
Fisher's
don't
got
want
a higher
Kyle
average.
Schwarber?
Right, but Fisher's
Yeah.
got a higher average than Kyle Schwarber
Yeah,
does.
right.
I
He's
mean,
a
that's
better
not even
overall
close.
hitter. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm not trading him.
I agree.
Blake Burke,
Yeah.
to me, is a phenom. He's a huge individual. Man's got like 20 or 25 stolen bases to go along with his power at first base. Now, when he gets up, is he at first base? Is he at DH? Where's Fisher? Is he at DH? Don't know. But those are two big power hitters that you do not currently have on this roster. So I would fight to the death on that one.
All right. This
go
message has
ahead.
been sent in a ton, like probably 15 times already in the show. So clearly,
From the same
414
person?
Yeah. Clearly, the 414 needs this question asked. And it adds into your power question with Fisher and Burke. Why does Sparky hate the traders so much when they both only want home run or bust players?
Who only wants home run or bust?
You and Craig Counsell, apparently.
When did he say that?
I don't know. That's what the 414 texted in. He's got something on his mind.
My hate for the trader has nothing to do with who he likes talent-wise as players. I don't even know what his type of player is, to be honest.
Apparently, home run or bust.
Okay, fine, whatever. I mean, I guess we're on the same page
So,
then
yeah.
with the trader. But the difference is, I didn't make a video talking about how I'm just like you, blah blah blah, and then had an offer for $7 million a year to go to another team in the NL, turn it down, and then told the team that you wanted to go to the whole time, your dream team outside of Milwaukee, but you're just like me. Oh yeah, that's where I want to live and work, is Chicago. Not a chance in hell. So then you get them to raise that offer $1 million to go work there. And again, if you're just like me, you're not going to work for those clowns. There's no chance. No, give me 7. I'll go to New York. I'll go deal with the Mets. I ain't going to Chicago to manage the damn Cubs. Hell no. No way. So that, again, that's what irritated me in all of this. If Pat Murphy would have done that, I never would have called him the traitor. Pat Murphy never did all the stuff he did publicly, front-facing, about being Milwaukee and all this stuff. Never. So if Pat Murphy would have went to the Cubs, I mean, hey, whatever. Do what you got to do, man.
Yeah,
But
it's like
the way he was, no, that's what changes the entire game for me.
I've got a question about this question that you're posing about what would your offer be? And based on what the offer that was accepted was, does it even matter if the trade offer was, better than the Dodgers? Doesn't it seem like he was going to the Dodgers, like the Tigers are just set on LA?
I think there's two things. One, I do think there was some of trying to help him get to where he wanted to go, just like the Bucks with Giannis. I think there was some of that, and that's why it ended up being Miami. May not have been all of it, but I think that comes up in the conversation about everything he's done for us and whatever. Skubal didn't do as much for them as Giannis did for the Bucks, obviously, but I think that's part of it. I think the other part of it is they had an infatuation with River Ryan.
I don't understand that one.
Me either. But that infatuation with River Ryan, I think, is what closed the deal. Now, that is either going to be a boom or a bust player. So either he's going to show up and go. He didn't start playing baseball until like 21 or something crazy like that. Started way late. So that guy there, if he's going to be that stud, that ace, that frontline guy, Tigers win that deal. If he ends up getting hurt in a bust and he doesn't pan out, then they're going to look stupid for not taking the Brewers' offer. I think it all comes down to River Ryan. Now, again, Logan Henderson. Who would I rather have? Logan Henderson or River Ryan? Logan Henderson all day. He's younger and so forth. Now, he's been hurt too, like River Ryan, but I trust Logan Henderson more, and that's why he was on the Brewers' untouchable list. Now, if they wanted Gasser, would I have traded him? Yes. If they wanted Sproat, would I have traded him? Yes. If they wanted, who else? Shane Drowan? See ya. Bye, Shane Drowan. Have a nice day. Like I said before, any of the pitchers in this system, they could have dealt. It would not have mattered to me one way or the other. Outside of Miz and Harrison, I'm not trading those two. The rest of the starting pitching, so be it.
What's your offer then? What would have your offer been to beat Hope and Brady Smith and River Ryan?
I would have let them pick 3 players from 2 down, 2 to whatever, 2 to 30, let's say. But I'm not letting them have Frias. I'm not letting them have Burke or Fisher. Pick 3 other guys from 2 to 30, have at it. I'm blocking, and obviously Madej's 1, so right.
Yeah.
So the rest of them, have at it. Those are going to be my 4. Have at them. I'm not gonna stop them from taking Lauer either. I'll protect Pratt if you're telling me he's a long-term shortstop. Cool. I'm fine with Pratt being on the untouchable list if that's what you're saying he is. So Pratt and Madej, if that's your future, okay, I'll roll with that. I didn't think it was, but if that's what you're saying it is, I'm good. But the rest of the prospects on that list, I would have been okay with. The debate of Braylon Payne versus Ragsdale and who you like. They clearly value Payne more because he's younger, and he is really, really good. And we'll talk to Chris Marion coming up in the next segment, voice of the Timber Rattlers, more about Braylon Payne. And he's a former first-round pick of the Brewers, too. That's the other part of it. So I think there's some attachment there a little bit. Where like a guy like Jet Williams they made available, you screwed up because he stinks. His numbers are not good. So his value is out the window. When the Mets gave him to you, he looked really good. And they moved when he was high, and now he's in the crapper again. So now you're going to have to wait for him to raise his value potentially next year and then try and trade Jet Williams. There's no room at the end for Jet Williams on this team.
I mean, it is, I would say, nearly impossible, if not completely impossible, for him to find a spot on the Major League roster moving forward.
He's a utility guy.
But there's guys ahead of him
He can
blocking
play
him
on the
and behind
infield.
him.
I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying in general, in the bigs, he's going to be a utility player. He can play around the infield. He can play in the outfield. But again, like everything else, he doesn't have enough power, for me at least, to be a guy that's going to play every day and start. I'm out. I was in on Sal Frelick. I said, leadoff hitter next 10 years. Pat Murphy said, nah, I'd rather bat him at like 7. 5. He had him at 5 a lot last year, too. I don't get it. That's where I would have played him, and when he actually had the chance, he did fairly well there. But obviously Murphy disagreed. Murphy obviously doesn't buy into him being all that great either, so that's why he kept moving him down in the order. And Murphy was right, because he's not that great this year. So maybe last year was, I don't know if it's a career year, whatever you want to call it. but it didn't work out. So me personally, I'm done with the short dudes. Like, we can be done. I'm done. I'm 5'6". I don't care. I'm done. I want guys that are 6 foot, 6'1", that can all hit 20 or more home runs. That's what I'm looking for.
On the Nicolay Talking text line, texting in the 414, I just turned on the radio. Why are you talking about the Skubal trade still? Dustin May will be just as good, if not better. Book it.
Who was going to be just
Dustin
good?
May, as good or better. Book it.
Okay, good. I hope you're right. The reason we're talking about it, though, is because there's a front page article on ESPN, and Ken Rosenthal has a piece talking about the inner workings of the Skubal trade, who Detroit talked to, who the teams were involved. And inside of that, the two pieces, Rosenthal had the players that the Brewers apparently were willing to give up, or they were floating around in packages. And Jeff Passan of ESPN in his piece has the 4 players on the untouchable list that they would not trade to the Tigers, which was Madej, Lara, Pratt, and Logan Henderson. That's why we're talking about it, because there's new news on that story today, and that's why we're getting into it. All right, take a quick time out. Come back on the other side. Out here at the Wisconsin State Fair, we're going to talk with Chris Merring, the play-by-play voice of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Looking forward to getting his thoughts on everything we've been talking about to this point. It's hot outside, so why not head over to Wendy's? Summer's better with a Frosty in your hand for a limited time. Wendy's is giving you a sweet deal on your favorite summertime treat. A small classic Frosty for only $1. $1 for a Frosty at Wendy's right now. This summer should be fun, not expensive. Treat yourself and celebrate $1 Frosty summer at Wendy's. But hurry, because the deal is over when summer's gone. So get it while it's hot. Or, in this case, Frosty's cold. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from the Wisconsin State Fair, inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It is Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios here at the Wisconsin State Fair. Oh, buddy, life is good. It is beautiful out here at the fair, sun beating down. There's some clouds, but really no threat of rain per se at this point, which is nice. Out here again at the Expo Center, right outside, across from the Milk House. I always recommend the root beer milk at the end of the day. That's my favorite. And while you come over here to come see us and visit us, our friends from By the Yard are giving away a $2,000 in-store credit towards your purchase of 4 custom Adirondack chairs and 2 side tables. To register to win, simply stop by the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network booth right outside the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center and scan the QR code. We have 1 fan left for today. And we'll have more tomorrow when College Sports Weekly is out here tomorrow morning from 9 to 11. Don Wachillis and Dan Underberg tomorrow morning 9 to 11, so you can check that out as well. Joining us now on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, one call, that's all. He is the voice of the Timber Rattlers. He is Chris Merrick. Chris, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Happy to be on with you. It's great to talk some Timber Rattlers baseball.
I had to get you. I just do. Because you, how long have you been with the Timber Rattlers?
Since 2000, my first year.
Perfect. I've been saying, and I want you to tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong, and I'm wrong all the time, so don't be afraid to tell me I'm wrong. I think this is the most loaded farm system, top to bottom, the Brewers have ever had.
I would not disagree with you. I've seen the Brewers come through when they were in Beloit when I first started.
Yeah.
Yep. And in 2000 and all the way up to when they left after 2004, I think the best group that they had was in 2003 when they had Prince Fielder, Ricky Weeks, Tony Gwynn Jr.
Hardy,
they had Tony. They had Manny Parra was on that team.
Yep.
So, but this top to bottom, it's amazing how deep this system is right now.
I mean, it's crazy. You were the team for sure at the beginning of the year. I came up with the family and watched. I was like, we got to go see. And like when Fielder was in Beloit, I went to Beloit 2-3 times to go watch that team because I knew that was the wave of super talented guys. Beginning of the year, I mean, you've got Fisher, you've got Ragsdale, and I think at the beginning of the year with Ragsdale, nobody knew he was going to be what he was. The game I happened to go to, he hit a home run, and then I really started kind of following along because I hadn't been talking about him to that point. And you had him. You obviously got Payne that's obviously doing well. You had Adam Shevsky. You still got Pena that's there. You had the team in the system prior to those guys all kind of moving up. I want to kind of go one by one here. Your thoughts on Fisher and who he compares to, of who you've seen in the past. Is there a comparison for him? Because the national guys don't want to give him the love because of his strikeout rate. And my argument is, dude's hitting around 300, can hit like 40 home runs. It's hard for me to get down on this dude. What about you?
I do have some concerns about the swing and miss, but when there is a swing and contact, that's going to go a long way. The defense needs to pick up a little bit. He's had a little trouble with a few routine plays at third base when he was here, but he's worked on that. He's worked on making contact. Dude is going to hit 40 home runs this year if he keeps on that pace down in Biloxi, and that's just something that I've never seen before. So it's hard to make a comparison with him, but holy smokes. I mean, some of the balls that he's hitting with us and down there in Biloxi, and people don't realize that he only had like 1 home run in his first month of the season. And that all came in a big spurt right before he got promoted up. And then he just kept going on when he got down to Biloxi. So the future is really bright with him. And I know that he knows what he needs to work on, and seeing his work ethic and his competitiveness when he was here, he's definitely going to work on those. And they're going to have to find something else to complain about with him because it's going to be gone before you know it.
Another guy that we saw in spring training last year, when some of the minor leaguers came over and they were on TV and we were watching in the studio, and this Adam Shevsky guy comes on TV. I'm like, who the heck is this dude? And we're watching him, and we saw him a couple of times. I'm like, man, that dude can play. How old is that guy? So then we started kind of doing our research, and then you see him moving through the farm system. Now he's up at AA2. That dude is really good. I don't know if he's got superpower or anything like that. He just seems like a really good ball player all the way around.
Well, he started playing left field with us, and he was drafted as a second baseman. And I asked him, I'm like, yeah, how many times do you play the outfield? And he's like, oh, this is my first time. So they threw him out there, and he's just playing. He's playing great. And then he was pitching, or they were playing against Caminiti's kid, one of the top 50 prospects in baseball last night with Columbus. First pitch, 100 miles an hour. He hits it 400 feet for a home run. So the kid can hit. He can play multiple positions, and great kid too. And just I'm really looking forward to big things from Adam Chesky.
Saw the Chris Merring, voice of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, the Brewers Class A affiliate in Appleton. You need to buy your tickets. You need to go see some baseball. I'm telling you, there are a lot of guys you're going to see in the big leagues that come through there, because not only are they loaded, and they were even more loaded at the beginning of the year, but this Wilson team behind them that they're going to probably see next year, some of these guys like Atunez and some of these guys, they're also super talented, which just makes it so much fun. I'm sure for you, Chris, when you know, man, I can't believe we lost like 4 dudes, and then you kind of look behind you at Wilson and go, oh, don't worry, we got more coming.
Oh, definitely. I'm checking the box score every day on Braylon Antunez, because I know he started out down in the Arizona Complex League, and he's homered 3 games in a row. He's really dominating down there. And I can't wait to steal him away from Wilson, maybe towards the end of the season, but more likely next year, because that kid can hit. He's going to be another big top prospect. And, you know, Wilson's got some other guys down there, and we're really looking forward to seeing all of them.
I want to talk about Ragsdale and the difference that you saw in him from last year to this year, because he was not this last year. And now they're able to trade him, obviously, for a really good player. What was the biggest difference you saw in Ragsdale this year?
Well, we did not see him last year. He didn't make it up to us last year, but he did come up and he started the year with us. It was a really slow start for him, but once he got his feet underneath of him, it was like going, wow, nobody can get him out. And he went down to Biloxi, and I mean, he was hitting a homer every day. There were a couple of days he was hitting 2 homers a game. And that just shows the depth, because he was not really on a lot of people's prospect radars, but the way that he played himself onto it, and then to be traded to the Cardinals along with this Frias kid, who is also a pretty nice prospect. I think the Brewers getting Dustin May and Jojo Ramirez for him, that's right now, I think that's a pretty even up trade for the way things might go at the end of this season for the Brewers, and then what Ragsdale can do in the Cardinals organization. I'm just glad that St. Louis didn't put him in Peoria, so we don't have to worry about playing him this year. But, you know, they're not on the schedule, thank goodness. So he's up in Springfield, and he's going to be playing real well.
And you had another stud outfielder down there, a former #1 pick for the Brewers, younger than Ragsdale, and Braylon Payne, who is rolling as well right now. I would assume he ends up in Biloxi next year.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. I know there's some prospect watchers that are kind of calling for him to go up there right now, but where are they gonna? Where's there room for him? And plus, we're in a playoff chase too. We kind of need his back. So, but no, I mean, he's doing stuff that no teenager has ever done in the Brewers system. I saw Adam McCalvy or Todd Rosiak put out something about how no teenager in the Brewers system has hit as many home runs as Braylon Payne has since 2005. So I went back and did some research. He has outpaced the only guy that has hit more home runs. I should say he broke Gary Sheffield's record from 1987. Gary Sheffield was 18 playing in high A and had 17 or 18 home runs with the Stockton Forts. And Payne right now is at 22. And he has tied the franchise record. One more home run over the last 5.5 weeks of the season. He sets the franchise record, and he doesn't turn 20 for another couple of weeks yet. Plus his defense, his speed. He is the first Timber Rattler to ever have a 2020 season. And there's maybe an outside shot if he gets hot at having a 30-30 season, which, I mean, it might have taken him a little while to get going in the Brewers system, but, man, that #1 draft pick right now is looking like a big steal.
I want to talk about another guy, Marco Dingus, another guy that got moved up, a catcher. And we've had conversations on our show about Jefferson Carroll and whether or not he's going to be that guy replacing Contreras, and I think he will be probably, 2 years from now once Contreras leaves for free agency. Maybe he's up there next year as the other catcher for Contreras to get him going. But I really, really like Dingus behind him. What can you tell us about him?
Still really kind of learning the catching position. I know that he's been limited in his catching duties this year, but with a bat like that, the way he can hit the baseball, they're going to find a position for him and find a spot for him. So I love Marco's competitiveness and fire, and man, I heard him in spring training this year. He was against a pitcher that did the grunt when he throws as hard as he could.
Yeah.
And in spring training, you can hear everything. And Marco, swinging really hard, was fouling off a bunch of pitches, and he was giving it right back. And it was like a tennis match. So they were just going at it. And Marco's, I mean, the swing that he has, it's just incredible. So I really like where they're going with him, and I really like what the future is for Dingus.
Brewers Farm Systems is amazing. Chris Maring's been doing it a long time. He's one of the best that you're going to hear for sure, with the voice of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Get your tickets today. In fact, if you want to make a drive, they're in Beloit. Take it on the Sky Carp. If you want to go see them tonight, you can definitely do that. I got one last one for you. We never talk about pitching. Hardly ever. We're always talking about hitting. What do you have for pitching?
What don't we have for pitching? Last night we got Jacob Morrison, the number 3 pick out of Coastal Carolina. He had a little rough start last night, but I really like what I've seen out of him. Josh Noth is our starting pitcher tonight. This kid is amazing. And somebody that's way under the radar, Wandy Torres. He was the Brewers minor league pitcher of the month. He's 6'5", 275. He's a left-hander, but he's gone 7 innings 3 times this season. He's got 4 quality starts. He's among the league leaders in innings pitched and strikeouts, and he just is a competitor and goes out there. And one other one we've got for you is J.D. Thompson. J.D.
I saw him pitch.
Coming off the injured list. Yeah, he is look out. He is starting to get fired up and down the stretch here. I really like what I've seen out of him. And the whole pitching staff, I know they had a little bit of a rough go of it earlier this season against South Bend, so those season totals might not be the greatest, but they are really kicking it into gear here in the second half of the season. And those guys are all people to keep an eye on.
He's the voice of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, Chris Maring. Chris, thanks so much for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. Good luck in the playoffs.
All right, have a cream puff for me at the State Fair, okay?
Oh, there you go. See, he knows. He knows all about the fair. He knows. Chris, thanks again, man. Take care. There he is. Chris Maring joining us on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call, that is all. I don't know how you can't be excited about the Milwaukee Brewers at this point with as good of a farm system as they haven't so far. All right, we'll take a quick time out. Come back on the other side. Normally it's Charlie's Sounds of the Day. Aaron Morris in for Charlie today. We'll see what he has lined up for us. Also, don't forget, Plead the Fifth, brought to you by Habish, and Rotier, coming up at 4:20. If you want to nominate somebody, text it in now, 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook here at the Wisconsin State Fair. Welcome back. It is Wisconsin Sports Daily. C. Sparky Pfeiffer. Aaron Morris filling in for our guy Charlie Usen, who is off today. I'll be out here till 6:30 today. They have the leadoff show, getting you ready for Game 1, Brewers and Twins tonight. That'll be on from 5 until 6:30. Then after the last pitch, we'll make the switch. You'll make the switch, I should say, right here to the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network for Tim Allen and myself. Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. We'll be in studio for that one. We won't be here out here late at night. But tomorrow, College Sports Weekly, down with Chill, Dan Underberg out here from 9 to 11. We'll have fans to give away there. And then on Sunday, I'll be out here hosting the leadoff show at the State Fair from noon until 1. And then Tim Allen will join me out here at the fair. We'll be doing the post-game show from 4 until 6 on Sunday afternoon at the Wisconsin State Fair. So we'd love to see you out here. We're right outside the Expo Center entrance, right across from the Milk House. Come out, say hi, hang out, and it'll be a good time, I promise. All kinds of food to eat, great music going on, lots to do out here. All right, time for that moment that Charlie waits for every day. All right, Aaron Morris, your time to shine. Normally it's Charlie's Sounds of the Day. Today it's Aaron Morris's Sounds of the Day. Where to first?
All right, we're going to go to a clip that has been certainly making the rounds, social media. The Phillies had an auction for somebody to do play-by-play in one of their innings, and this man, Lewis Kolb, a 74-year-old man, won a $22,010 auction. And
it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. Here is part of that. Just tell me when you've had enough.
We are headed to the third inning. Phillies on top 2-1, and we're pleased to welcome Lewis Kolb from Medford Lakes, New Jersey. He is our Phillies fantastic auction winner. He outbid the competition to spend an inning and do some play-by-play in the booth. And Lewis, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you, Scott. It's a thrill to be here. It's a lifelong dream to be in the Phillies broadcast booth. So here we go. Painter with the first pitch to Ortiz. It's in there for strike one call. Phils with 2 in the bottom of the second to take the lead. As we start the top of the third now, Painter delivers. It's bounced foul towards the Phillies dugout. And they count 1-1. Phillies winning the first 2 games of this series.
Should we listen to 6 more minutes of this?
3-game set with the Blue Jays over the weekend. Now Painter delivers. It's a check swing. It's a called strike 3. He got him. So Ortiz down.
So, all right, you get the gist.
Well,
want more?
You said to tell me
All
to
right.
stop what I want to stop.
All
Then
right.
he pops in and goes,
Police
I'm going to
officer.
stop it now. What
Neither
are
of
you,
those
Charlie?
things.
Just guessing.
I've been a substitute teacher in recent years for Nita School in Lakerland. There's a pitch that's lined over shortstop, a base hit for Dylan Cruz, and he reaches
All right,
first
you
base
stop now.
safely. But
All right.
That's a substitute teacher. Now, I heard Steve Zabin earlier on the Steve Zabin Show with Josh Albrecht, 8 to 9 weekdays here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. He called him a puker. I'm not going to say that. The reason I'm not going to say that is because I don't know what what the guy's real voice sounds like. I don't know if he's an old guy that just sounds like that, which he might. So I'm not going to go there. Are there pukers, as he would like to say, Zabin, in the radio and TV? Yes. Guys that change their voice, to sound a certain way when they come on the radio. So those guys do exist. I'm not going to go there with this guy because I've never talked to the guy off of TV or whatever. A substitute teacher? You paid $22,000. Why am I not a substitute teacher, Aaron Morris?
Well, I'm sure he had a very nice job before he became a substitute teacher.
Substitute teacher's a nice job, though. I mean,
I'm
that's all right.
talking very nice paying job. I mean, he's 74, so he's probably been substitute
Right.
teaching after he retired from
Sure.
whatever CEO job he had or whatever. Yeah.
I think he's good. I got no problem with him. I saw people in the comments on social media because everybody's posting it. People in the comments are like, why isn't this dude a play-by-play guy somewhere along the lines? Like, even if it wasn't in the pros, well, everything is the pros, but even if it was in the minor leagues, right? For a single A or double A or triple A affiliate, why wasn't he at least doing that, if nothing else, on the side? Yeah, he was really, really good. We'd love to know how long he practiced before knowing he was going to get to do this. But that was very, very well done.
He's definitely got the normal, the general talent to be able to do it. Definitely rusty because he doesn't do it. But I think if, a couple of years and he would be very good.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, what else you got?
All right, last night on the Hall of Fame game, it was Mike LaFleur's first game as a head coach in the NFL. And on NBC, that's where the game was broadcasted, they had a special guest for him during a pre-game interview down on the field.
Coach, we actually have a special guest that wanted to chime in and say something to you. Do you want to go ahead and take over now?
So, for those of you that didn't see this, LaFleur is on the field. His quarterback's warming up in front of him, Carson Beck. He only has an earpiece in, so he's not looking at a TV. It's not on the scoreboard, so he literally can't see what we all can see watching on TV, because a person that comes on joins like via Zoom or whatever video for TV, but he has no idea. He can't see him. Only can hear, in his earpiece. All right, go ahead.
Thinking about doing a pregame interview. Don't you have a team to coach?
I thought you guys had practice and meetings, but obviously you're letting your coordinators do that. So.
Oh yeah, we let them out early tonight.
Good to hear from you, man.
You got the challenge flag?
I don't have the challenge flag yet. You know what? Thanks for bringing that up, because that's probably something I was going to miss. We got a lot of red out here right now. I did tell the officials.
All right, that's enough.
I did tell the officials, man.
That's enough. Do you know what came into my mind with that?
I can only imagine.
Why couldn't you have an earpiece in with somebody essentially helping you coach from their living room while they're watching the game at this point, right? Couldn't you?
Well,
wouldn't there be a way to do that? Like have the Zoom feed up somewhere in the building or whatever in an office, and then pipe that audio into his ear through a satellite truck or whatever.
There's got to be an NFL rule against that.
Oh, I'm sure there might be.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, he's walking around talking. Did anybody there know that he was doing that? Obviously, he had a mic on, so he probably saw the mic pack, so that'd be one way. But if you didn't have the mic pack on and all he could do was listen to the person talking to him in his ear and then listen or not listen or whatever,
hey, if you're willing
that's a nice little advantage.
If you're willing to risk the consequence,
sure.
Benefit outweigh. Yeah, if you're willing to do it, you could do it for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, what else you got?
All right. Earlier today on the Pat McAfee show, Jacob Mizorowski joined the show. At one point, The Miz, the WWE star, joined the show with The Miz, the Milwaukee Brewers superstar.
Oh.
So that happened at one point. I'm not
Nice.
going to. I don't have that, but I do have Pat McAfee asking Jacob Mizorowski if he's going to hit 107 miles per hour this year.
Oh, stop.
Stronger. I feel like I haven't stopped, getting stronger throughout the year. So, no, there's still a lot of work to be done, but I'm feeling good. If it comes out in postseason and, I hit a 7, I'll be happy. But, if all I get this year is 105.5, I'll be just as happy.
No, we need to get 105.7 for the fan in Milwaukee. We need to get to 105.7, Jacob. Then you can be done. You don't need to go to 107 necessarily. I'm not a big fan as a Brewer fan of wanting people to encourage him to throw even harder than he's throwing, right? Let's see how hard you can really throw, really air it out and see what happens. And all of a sudden his arm is limp. Well, I got 107, but I can't feel anything. Like, yeah, no, I prefer you just not even bring that up. Why are we trying to get to 107? Just leave him alone, let him pitch, let him dominate, let him be that guy. If he is going to go over 105.5, it's going to be in the playoffs. When the lights are the brightest, he's got the juice flowing through him, he's super jacked, right? He gets supernatural powers at that point. Then maybe he hits 107 in the postseason against the Dodgers, maybe. NLCS.
Potentially.
Maybe he brings it at that point. Between now and then, I don't know. I mean, Mizorowski has said he gets up for playing big market teams that have the bigger payrolls and all of that. That gets his juices flowing a little bit in these big cities. So, I mean, maybe if he's going to do it, I would guess it would be in the playoffs at this point, though, more than likely, Aaron.
Yeah, I just 107 is a bit much, I think.
Yes.
106, I could definitely see. I could see him getting 106.1 or something like that. I mean, I think Ben Joyce had 105.9, I think is the record, and Chapman threw 105.7 maybe as well. So there's guys who have got there. Mizorowski can hit 107 for sure, I think. So
the other part about this is now you're gonna make me go back and watch. Did the Miz the wrestler, was he as impressed to meet Miz the pitcher
No, he
as
hated
Miz
it.
the pitcher was as Miz the wrestler?
No, he hated it. The wrestler was like, dude, like, get a different nickname. We'll call you like the Jake or something like that. He's like, the Miz is me. I am. And then he went through his resume. So he was
Hey,
not
man,
having it.
Those WWE guys are good, man. And if you're a good mic guy, you can make a career out of it, regardless if you suck at wrestling or not. You can make a good career in the WWE. All right, there he is, Aaron Morris, Sparky Fiber with you. We're live here at the Wisconsin State Fair inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Coming up next, our Green and Gold update, and then we'll get to Plead the Fifth, brought to you by Hamish, and Rotier, here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
We are live from the Wisconsin State Fair inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer with you. Hope you are well. It is Friday, folks. The weekend is here, and the State Fair is popping. I really hope the forecast is wrong for next week, and we don't get rain like damn near every day like it says. Because if that doesn't happen, they're going to break numbers out here. Yesterday, way, way busier than last year, just from an eye perspective. I talked to people inside the Expo Center because we're right outside the entrance to the Expo Center by the Milk House. So I talked to a couple people in there that were here last year, running their vendor stands. And they were like, this is crazy. Normally you don't get that until the weekends, and we had it yesterday. Then today I pull into the infield parking lot, and it's full again, and there are a bunch of people walking around again today. I think, I don't have official numbers, but I think they're ahead of last year would be my guess, just based on what I've seen so far. So come on out, beautiful weather, sun's been out, get a little times of shade with the clouds, but very cool. Nelly is tonight, apparently, our sister stations. Like, hey, you want to go see Nelly? No. Sure, it'll be
Come
great.
on.
I have no interest in seeing Nelly whatsoever. But yeah, so Nelly's going to be here tonight performing on the racetrack, so that should be a lot of fun. I have seen Boyz II Men here at the State Fair, and that was a lot of fun. They put on a good show. That was a long time ago, but that was fun. Don't forget, we got Family Night coming up at Lambeau Field as well. If you were listening this morning to the Wisconsin Sports Wake-Up Call, you heard myself on there in the 7 o'clock hour with Josh Albrecht and our guy Aaron. Josh, by the way, out here at State Fair, again, day 2. I saw him walking around with his Roosevelt shirt on and checking it all out. So unlike Aaron, who apparently does not like Summerfest, does not like State Fair, does not like anything with big crowds, unless it's a sporting event, then Aaron will go. So I will follow up with this question to you, Mr. Morris, because it is time for our Green and Gold update, brought to you by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. We don't need the open. Don't worry about it. I will ask you this. Have you ever been to the Family Night festivities up at Lambeau Field?
Many times, including last year.
Many?
Including last year, yeah.
Okay, good. This is good. We have a good conversation here. This is what I want to know from those listening. We're going to do a PSA for those listening to the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, whether it's the game in Wausau, WNFL in Green Bay and Appleton, the game in Duluth Superior, the fan in Madison, or the fan in Milwaukee. A little PSA. Is it worth going to, for the $10, $20, whatever it is, to get tickets to get in? Is it worth making that long drive from other parts of the state? Now, again, if you're in WNFL, you're not making a long drive, but is it worth for everybody else to make a 2-hour drive, a 3 or 4 hour drive to come see a practice? Not a game, a practice, as Allen Iverson would say. Is it worth doing all of that, Aaron Morris?
I would say if you were going to go to a practice, this would be the one to drive a couple of hours to go see.
Why?
Because it's a little different. I think there's a bigger feel to it. You're in Lambeau Field. That just is much, much better than being at Ray Nitschke Field. I think the players are more amped up to do it. It's more than a practice. I think they try a little harder in the one-on-one or in the team portions of the practice as well. They do a handful of game-like drills and quarterbacks throwing at the nets and trying to hit it. I just think there's a better feel to it. It's in Lambeau Field, so I think that just makes it more worth it than just going to a practice on a Tuesday afternoon.
So I was listening to Aaron Popke earlier, who's been up there, media relations and all kinds of communications departments. He's like the grand poobah of communications up in Green Bay now. Love me some Aaron Popke. And he was on during the Mason Crosby show today with Mitch Thunder Nellis. Mason was off, so it was him and Thunder. And they were talking about all the festivities at Family Night, right? And yesterday we had Goody talking about Ted Thompson just never understood why everybody wanted to stay for the fireworks. I don't understand. Why are you staying late with your kids on the field to watch fireworks for? I don't understand. The fireworks and the laser light show, according to Aaron Popke earlier on that show, he said is worth the price of admission pretty much alone just to come check that out. We see fireworks shows all the time. 4th of July, my neighborhood every night with my idiot neighbors. So wherever you may be, there's fireworks available to go see. For you, Aaron Morris, how would you rank those fireworks versus others that you've seen?
Am I allowed to be mean?
Yes, I want the truth. Listen, I
Yeah.
want the truth.
It's nothing special.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it's pretty bland. I think,
Bland?
yeah. It's mostly just like the fireworks they shoot off during the national anthem or after a victory. The high majority of the fireworks are those types of fireworks. The laser show is, I think it is, from remembering from last year, played to music.
Okay.
So the lasers are kind of in tune with the music. That's cool, but I don't care too much for a laser show. I would rather just spend a little bit more money on the fireworks and get that going a little bit better.
So I want to know, those of you listening that are going to family night or have been to family night, I want to know from you, is it worth it to make that drive to Lambeau to go see a family night practice? Back in the day when they were actually scrimmaging against each other and there was tackling and all of that, then I said, that's worth it. That I'll go see. I think that's completely worth it. The practice aspect of it, I have not driven there for the practice aspect of it. That I record on my TV. I don't go out of my way to watch it live. I watch it usually Sunday night or Monday morning before I come in to do my show. So we can talk about it because that's what we're going to talk about on Monday. I'm just telling y'all, yes, the Brewers are playing the Twins, but the people are going to want to talk about family night practice for the Packers. I want to know from you, is it worth it in your mind? Because we're all diehard Packer fans, right? So you want to go. 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. My pitch has always been this. And I said this, maybe I said this yesterday, I'm not sure. But if you don't have enough money to buy season tickets, which most of us don't, if you don't have enough money to ante up, to go up to Green Bay and spend all the money on tickets or scalp your way in, and you need a better cost point for yourself, this is that. Now, if you're adults, I think there's plenty to do around Lambeau Field in the Titletown District as far as the bars, the restaurants, all that stuff. Go inside the pro shop that's like the size of a damn Kohl's. Go in there, check that out. It's amazing, right? You'll have a lot of fun. If you have kids, they're not going to know the difference or care. They're not. They're going to be dancing to the music, watching what's going on. Which one's Jordan Love, right? That's what you're going to have. What they're going to like is before, when you get there early, get there early. You get there early, you go to the Titletown District, you let them go play on the playground, run around on the turf, maybe bring like a foam Nerf ball or something to throw around on the turf, whatever the case may be. That's how you wrap them in. And then if it's, I'm tired, I'm bored, blah, you didn't spend that much money anyhow, you can pack them up and leave. You don't got to stay for the fireworks at the end if you don't want to, and you're not mad about leaving early because you didn't spend that much money. Preseason game, and you're paying those costs for a preseason game, you're probably still mad if you're leaving early after all the money you spent on a preseason game. Or for a family night practice, it's not that bad if you got to leave because of the kids.
I would say if you haven't gone, worth going. I would say if you've gone before, maybe not as much of a worth for that drive if you're farther away. I've lived 40 minutes away from, about half my life, I've lived like 40 minutes away from the field. So I think if you're living in that range, yeah, go for it. I don't know if I'd drive 2.5 hours, 2 hours to go to this thing if I've gone before.
So if you were coming from, say, Wausau, you're not doing that.
Yeah, probably not. I mean,
Duluth, Superior.
Yeah, no.
La Crosse.
No. That drive is awful. It is one of the worst drives you can make. I would not do that
You've
drive.
done it.
Oh, yeah. It sucks.
Yes. Right. So, again, that's what I'm saying. We're out around the state. So I just want to throw it out there. I want people to help people that have never been there that are listening around the state of, man, I might go, but I just don't know if it's worth my time and effort. I would say do it. Because if nothing else, at least you could say you've been inside Lambeau Field, Your kids could say they've been inside Lambeau Field. Your kids could say they played at the Titletown District and done all that stuff. You could go and enjoy some adult time while the kids are playing outside or whatever. Like, it is worth going just to say you were there. And then, depending on how this all goes, now it's really late now. You're not going now, but if you end up going and you end up getting, a hotel room or whatever the case may be, go take a tour of the Packer Hall of Fame and be a part of and do all of that stuff. Make it a weekend, and again, it's a lot more cost effective than going to a regular season game and paying through the nose in order to go see a game. To me, that is why it makes the most sense at the end of the day, Aaron. All right, what do we got over there?
Yeah, well, first, JB in the 920 is on the text line, the Nicolay text line. He says, it absolutely sucks now since there's no scrimmage anymore. Great point. He says, I live 8 minutes from Lambeau, absolutely won't go anymore after they changed it. If there was a scrimmage, yeah, I would absolutely. But now they just do their normal team drills. Yeah, and that makes it
throwing
not
into
as,
the nets,
as worth
all
it.
that stuff. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the most entertaining aspect is watching them, the quarterbacks throw into the nets in the end zone and trying to hit the nets. That's probably most of the more entertaining. Get some wide receiver DB one-on-one drills. Get to see a little bit of
They
that,
definitely
maybe
do that.
some red zone,
Mhm.
a little red zone, but nothing all that interesting really at the end of the day. For me, if you're going to figure out when you want to go, the time to go, and I believe it's still free. I don't think they're charging. You go sit in the bleachers when they have a joint practice. That's the best practices to go to at training camp. Now, this year, they're only doing it once with the Cardinals, with Michael LaFleur, Matt's brother. So when you see those dates for the joint practices for the Cardinals, those are the days you want to go sit in the bleachers and watch. You're going to hear the loud popping, trash talking, maybe some fights. That's the most entertaining time to go, in my opinion, to a training camp practice are those joint practices.
Have you been
Probably
to that?
more entertaining than a preseason game.
Have you been to the joint practice before?
Yes.
Do you have to get there super early to beat lines? Like, are people more so wanting to go to that one so there's longer lines to get in or not?
I didn't get there super early, but
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't know if it's any different than a regular training camp practice necessarily at the end of the day. I'm just saying, like, of what you're going to see, of what you want to see.
Yeah.
Seeing your own team play your own team is cool too, right? We sit here, we talk down, we break it down every day from all the writers that are there about what all happened and so forth. So that's still fun to go. I'm not saying you shouldn't go. I'm saying the most entertaining aspect, I think, is that
There's only so much you can do team on your same team. I mean, you can't do some of the stuff you're doing in the joint practice or in a preseason game.
Correct.
You can't. As much as you would like to, you can't.
Absolutely right. He is Aaron Morris, Steve Sparky Pfeiffer with you. Coming up, Plead the Fifth, brought to you by Habish, and Rotier. If you want to nominate somebody, go ahead. Call in now, text in now, 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. We talked with Chris Merrick, voice of the Timber Rattlers, earlier today. Want to score a free Wendy's Frosty Classic this summer? When the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, proud High A affiliate of the Brewers, records 10 strikeouts in a game, you can go to any Wisconsin Wendy's and get a free small Frosty Classic. Follow the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers on X or Instagram as they post after every game with 10 strikeouts. This offer is good for 24 hours following the game. Plead the Fifth, brought to you by Habish, and Rotier. Up next here on Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from the Wisconsin State Fair inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky with you. Welcome in. It is the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Steve Sparky Fifer, Wisconsin Sports Daily. Man, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I just had a kid come up to me. He's like, "You think the Birds are going to beat the Dodgers in the playoffs?" I did. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be tight. I don't know. I don't want to break your heart, man. I don't want to break your heart. Hey, come over here. Come on over here. Get this headset. Come here. We'll put you on the radio. Come over here. Come on. Here you go. Sit down over here. Let's go. Hold on a second. I know who's on the hold. Dave in Door County?
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Here you go. I'm sure you're a nice young boy that doesn't swear, so I'm not going to worry about you swearing on the radio. I think I can trust you. All right, what's your name, buddy?
Noah.
Noah. I like Noah. That's good. Noah, where are you from, Noah?
Muskego.
Hey, Aaron, take yourself out of the video so I got more room to work with here. Oh, it was not.
You're
I
going to need
swear
to plead
God,
the fifth.
That was the most random thing in the world that
That
just
is
happened.
crazy. That is
Absolutely. Had no idea. Kid
That's
came up to
awesome.
me. I was like, all right, come back over and get on the air. That's funny.
That's incredible.
Okay, so it is, 4:24, so it's that time. Hit the open.
It's a Plead the Fifth Friday, sponsored by Habish and Rotier. Who should have just kept their mouths shut? Who made a bad decision commenting on a topic they shouldn't have? Let's hear who you think should plead the fifth this week on Wisconsin Sports Daily. Served up by Wendy's with Steve Sparky Fifer.
All right, here we are. Here we are. Plead the fifth. Habish and Rotier. If you're new, you don't know how this works, let me tell you how this works. You'd say plead the fifth, right, when you don't want to get yourself in more trouble, right? Talk to my lawyer. I plead the fifth. I ain't talking about it. So we came up with this segment every Friday at 4:20 where you can nominate somebody to plead the fifth. So, for example, let's say you listen to Wisconsin Sports Daily, you listen to me every day, and I make some idiotic comment about something, right? Like I wasn't very happy with the Dustin May trade. I didn't like the idea of trading Frias and Ragsdale because I think they're both going to be studs. So you can call in or text in right now, 414-677-1250. Be like, Sparky, you need to plead the fifth on your take on the Dustin May trade and say what you want to say. Or you can nominate somebody on TV or the radio. You could nominate your mom or dad or grandpa for having a stupid take, and you could tell us what it was and that they need to plead the fifth. That's how this works. Now, we also will have sound that will play, that our producer puts together, that will play on the radio as well every Friday. Normally, that is Charlie Usen's job, but he's out here celebrating his girl's birthday from yesterday, walking around State Fair, so he's not here. Well, he's here at State Fair, but he's not there running the show. So Aaron Morris, who is our morning show producer for the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call and the Steve Zabin show with Josh Albrecht every morning, is filling in for him. Aaron, what do we got?
All right, I'm going to start with.
Oh, wait a second. Did Dave in Door County hang up?
Yeah, he did.
Dang it. Sorry, Dave. Okay, go ahead.
The Purdue athletic director who was just hired. I don't know what the heck this guy is doing.
Just play it.
All right.
Recruit, every current student athlete will hear this message repeatedly. We are here to win championships. If you don't want to win championships, go to Indiana.
What did he say after that?
That's it.
That's where he definitely talked more after that. That's the only clip that I've seen on social media, and this dude's getting fried on social media. What I'm saying is I want to see what he said after go to Indiana. What did he say after that?
I thought he was done talking. I thought that was the end of his statement.
You think there was a question after that?
Yeah.
I doubt it. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
Unless he was continuing the rest of his monologue, if that was his opening statement.
That's what I'm saying. Right. That's what I think. But either way, doesn't matter. So,
okay,
Indiana.
anyways, why are you saying it?
Well, I'll tell you why he's saying it. He's trying to pull a Cignetti on Cignetti. Do you remember Cignetti? He's at the college basketball game. He's got a garbage football program that he inherited, and he's trash talking Michigan and Ohio State. And everybody's like, what is wrong with that cat? Does he not know he's in Bloomington? That's not a football town. That's not a football program. And what happened? Boom, shakalaka, turn it around, made him into a powerhouse, and went and won, right? That's what he did at Indiana. So now this dude is trying to get his program on the map. There's a couple problems. Number one, what happened with Cignetti? He got Mark Cuban to invest some money and some others to invest money, which made them a player in NIL, so he could literally flip that team on its head, bring in a bunch of new players, put in his plan, and go. I don't know if Purdue found some new money. The Badgers found new money out of nowhere. I don't think it really was. I think it's the same booster that's always been, and he just wasn't giving them the money before. But they found $25 million. That's what they're estimating the Badgers roster to be worth right now, is $25 million, by the way, and if you didn't hear that yet. So they found money. So if Purdue found money and they're going to get super aggressive, that's cool. I would have waited until I got super aggressive financially, then maybe you choose to make that statement then when you know we're about to make a big jump. But they were not super aggressive in the portal. Purdue was not. And they were not super aggressive in recruiting. They were not. They are not going to make some big jump this year. So the timing of it, I think, was ill-advised. I get what he was trying to do, but I think he made a mistake. That's what I would say to that.
They just won the championship like a year ago. Like, not even a year. I mean, you can't. I get it. Purdue and Indiana are huge rivals, and Indiana historically not winning championships, but they just won one. They just won one in
what he should have done,
spectacular fashion.
Right. What he should have done is he shouldn't have picked a fight with Indiana. He should have picked a fight with the state that he wants to go recruit. You're going to lose the state of Indiana. The top players there are going to Indiana. So forget about that. You're done. So do you want to pick a fight with Illinois and Brett Bielema? Do you want to pick a fight with Fickle at Wisconsin? Do you want to go pick a fight in Minnesota with the Boatman? Who do you want to pick a fight with? Then somebody that you know you can get into a fight with and hold your own eventually, that would have been more wise. Hey, if you want to win a Big Ten title, you want to compete for the Big Ten, and you're living in the Midwest, don't be wasting your time going to Illinois, Wisconsin, or Minnesota. Come here to Purdue. We're going to compete hell of a lot quicker than they're going to compete, and we're going to try and win national championships here. Those guys aren't trying to win national championships. From this day forward, you will see we're going to compete. Don't even bring up Indiana. Don't even talk about them. Until you get better, don't bother. Until you have the financial investment, don't bother. All right, what else you got for Plead the Fifth Friday? Get open for you as well. 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. Wisconsin Sports Daily. Steve Sparky Fiber with you. Out here at the Wisconsin State Fair. Go ahead, Aaron.
All right, this one I may be stretching the Plead the Fifth, the boundaries here, but this ESPN 8 the Ocho. They're broadcasting the Ocho
10-year
sport.
anniversary or
Yep,
whatever it is.
Yep. So they're broadcasting some sports here this week.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not sports. You should plead the fifth right now for saying climbing wet stairs is a damn sport. It ain't a sport. Pillow fighting is not a sport. That's a
Sports
nonsense
adjacent.
that we've watched. Huh?
Sports adjacent.
No, it's not sports adjacent. Taking a pillow and hitting me is not a sport. And climbing wet stairs is not a sport. It's not. And they're showing it on TV on ESPN. Or how about this? Here's another one that I like. How about the one where they're in somebody's drive? I swear to God, this is what they're showing.
Roof ball?
They're in somebody's driveway of a house, and they're taking a ball, and they're throwing it on the roof, and they're trying to get closest to the chimney or whatever is sticking up out of the top of the roof, and they're getting points for if it hits it, where it hits, how many bounces it is, and then it comes down, and it's like the national championships and all this nonsense. That's
Sparky,
stupid.
No joke. I think I came up with roof ball before this started being
Oh.
televised. Me
What
and
do you
my
want, a cookie?
Me and
Who
no, I'm just
cares
saying
that you came
no,
up with roof ball?
I'm just saying. Me and my siblings played this like growing up when we were like 8 to 10 years old. We were playing roof ball. We called it roofie.
Isn't that something else? Whatever.
Oh.
This is the thing. Is that Ocho channel? I guess maybe somebody watched that dumb channel back in the day.
It helped
but
during COVID.
Literally, none of it is real sports.
It helped
None
during
of it.
COVID. When COVID hit, we had
Yeah.
a bunch of those recorded on our DVR, and we watched those sometimes.
Sure, because during COVID, all the sports shut down, so there was nothing else to watch.
You're not turning on the
Absolutely.
stone skipping contest?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
This is.
I'll watch a Hallmark Christmas movie every day of the week before I watch
Oh.
Running Up Wet Stairs. What do you mean, oh? I watch a Hallmark Christmas movie almost every weekend at our house. Every weekend almost at our house. Yeah, it's true.
My
True.
mom's going to love
If you
hearing
come
that.
over to our house and look at our DVR, I probably got like 20 of them on the DVR right now.
My mom would love hearing that. She loves
Oh.
Hallmark movies.
Let me tell you something
Loves
else.
them.
Something else that irritated me. Do you know that the last couple of years they've had Hallmark movies based around NFL teams? So like
Okay.
they did the Kansas City Chiefs. Do you know who the Hallmark movie is on this year?
Is it the Packers?
The Bears.
Oh. You're watching that,
If
huh?
if it comes to Green Bay, I will be there trying to get a part in the movie. I promise you. I will be trying to get a part in that movie. I will be like stalking the director to try and get a part of that damn movie.
Just use your Uke connections. You were already in a movie, so you're good.
Yes, I'm in Uke. Yes.
Yeah.
You can't see me,
So
but you
use
can
your
hear
co-
me.
use your
Charlie, you
connections.
can hear as well.
Yeah.
I have no connections. They never asked me. They just took parts of our show and put
Sue
it in
'em.
the movie. I
Sue
had
'em.
no idea.
No, that's pretty cool. All right. Anyways, I've got this. This is a death dive competition. I don't know. You just jump in the air and you just wait to throw your head in the water until the last second. I don't know. He's not really saying anything, but he does something here.
Let's see him boost out, and oh, that's so sweet. A proposal mid-air with his beautiful girlfriend and daughter there in the crowd. He's also jumping with his son, Elias, earlier in the day. This is a huge family moment for them, and how
There's the
sweet a
guy.
moment it is here in Arundel.
Who is the creepy, weird
I
announcer?
don't know. He sounded weird. But this guy's doing his death dive and proposing while he's doing this death dive
How
on
is that
ESPN
possible?
The Ocho. He's got the ring, the box, and he's going like this while he's
Yeah.
death diving, and then closes it before he hits the water. And then when he comes back up, he opens it back up and swims over to his girlfriend, I guess now fiance.
So the ring and the box is soaking wet from going into the water. Hell no. I would definitely not do that.
Yeah, I'm saying.
And I don't think my girl would be very happy if I did do that.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't really say anything to plead the fifth, but I think he should probably take back the action of proposing while death diving on ESPN The Ocho.
Nope. Yeah, not a fan of that. You got anything else? Is that the end of plead the fifth?
That's good for me.
All right, good deal. Coming up next, we follow the money. Austin Herdina from the Potawatomi Sportsbook is coming up next. Looking forward to talking to him. Straight ahead on Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from the Wisconsin State Fair, inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky with you. Welcome in. We are live from the Wisconsin State Fair inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer with you. Don't forget, coming up, we'll have the leadoff show getting ready for Brewers and Twins baseball. Game 1 tonight. We'll do that from 5 until 6:30. Then after the last pitch, you'll make the switch to the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network for the Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show with the franchise, Tim Allen and myself tonight. That show will be in the studio, so don't have to worry about that. If you're coming out here for the Wisconsin State Fair, come over, hang out with us. We have a couple of Adirondack chairs right in front of us. You can sit down and take a load off. We've been in the shade for every day. Well, the last 2 days for the afternoon show, we've been in shade. So you can come take advantage of that, too. And while you're here, our friends from By the Yard are giving away a $2,000 in-store credit towards your purchase of 4 custom Adirondack chairs and 2 side tables. To register to win, simply stop by our booth, and right outside of our booth, you'll see a QR code. All you got to do is scan it, and just like that, you're registered. Plus, while supplies last, we're out right now, but we'll have free fans while supply lasts, too. And they're like nylon, and the smaller children like using them as like Frisbees when they're out here. So if you've got kids, make sure to stop over here while we're out here and get yourself a fan or / Frisbee. All right, let's follow the money.
Follow the money with Austin Herdina, the sportsbook manager of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, on Wisconsin Sports Daily on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
All right, here we go. Mr. Vacation himself. We haven't talked to him in like 6 years. He joined the Potawatomi Sportsbook. All right, man. So where you been, man? I mean, you look good. You look tan. Looks like you're relaxed, Austin. How are we doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I went down to the Bahamas for a week. Just had an awesome time down there. I went on a cruise and just got a lot of sunburn. Sunburn's getting a little better right now. But otherwise, been awesome. Had a really good time away. Getting ready for football season.
Did you say you're getting married? What did you say?
No, I said I'm getting ready for the football season. Just excited that got to get that time off before football, because once football hits, it's all work.
All work. Do they not have suntan spray on the ship you were on for the cruise?
Listen, I had a lot of sunscreen on. It did not really help. I don't get outdoors a whole lot like you. You're at the state fair there. I work in a business that doesn't even have windows. Okay, so I'm indoors all day. I don't really see the sun a lot. So when I got out into the Bahamas sun for 3 hours, it didn't treat me very well.
I've never been on a cruise.
You're missing out.
I feel like I would be bored out of my mind, lying on a beach. Not a fan. Don't like it. Bored out of my mind for that too. Not a fan of that. So I don't feel like I would really probably enjoy a cruise. I heard there's casinos on some cruise ships. So that might be fun. Some video poker or something could be fun. But outside of that, like, the rest of it sounds horrible.
The food is awesome. There's obviously a casino. I had lobster 2 different nights. I mean, it was awesome. Gosh, there's always activities. There's always things to do on the ship.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So our cruise guy, Austin Herdina, is here. Follow the money. I know it's been a while, so let's go revisit what we do here. All we do is we tell Austin Herdina, you got one job every single Friday when you come on this show. You are to educate those that aren't gambling experts. So if they're going to the sports book this weekend, or if they're going to the sports book tonight, we ask Austin, where's the most money bet and on who? And that way, beginners that don't know, maybe you're not even that much of a sports fan out of knowing your own favorite teams, can then wisely walk in and be like, all right, Austin said these 3 teams. I can walk in and bet those 3 teams and then go play the slots or whatever, and maybe you win, and it's free advice. You don't got to call a 1-800 number or anything. Austin's here for you for free. Austin Herdina, what is the first game, the most bet on team right now going into the weekend?
No shocker, it's the Milwaukee Brewers tonight against the Twins. Home game for us, beginning of the 3-day series with our border rival, Minnesota. We're at minus 175 tonight. You got Shane Johan on the mound. It's a decent price for a home favorite like that, minus 175. You're putting down like 35. You're going to walk out with 20 more to get you $55.
I put down 35 and I win 20.
That's right. That's the minus 175. So the Brewers are pretty big favorites today.
What is the second team?
We've seen a lot of money come in on the Cincinnati Reds today. They are even money at Washington Nationals. Even money, that means it's pretty self-explanatory, but if you bet $20, you're going to win $20 more. Cincinnati Reds, they're a team that not really been the best this year, but Washington, they are in that spot where they need to make a run if they want to get into a playoff spot. So I don't know. Cincinnati just seems to be the favorite people are betting today.
I will tell you this. You could have given me a lot of teams to bet on going into this weekend, and I almost promise you the Reds-Nationals game would not have been one I ever would have touched. And that is why we have you on, because you can bring this insight that the pros, more than likely, because no amateurs betting the Reds tonight. So more than likely what the pro bettors are doing over there is helping us all out potentially make more money. All right, number 3.
The last one tonight is LA Dodgers. They are minus 182. It seems like we get pretty heavy Dodger money all the time. I think that's pretty common around the country, actually. They are, they're obviously a team that many expect to win the World Series, being a short favorite right now. But they've had a really rough week. I don't know if you guys have been watching, but the Dodgers lost a lot of games.
They're banged up. They're not healthy. And I know the trader and the Cubs swept them. Whatever. Who cares? So you're telling me people are they betting the Dodgers to win, or are they betting against the Dodgers?
They're betting the Dodgers to win, minus 182 at Arizona.
And poor Dan Hazen over there, that dude, he comes on, he's got to tell his fan base why he didn't do anything. He looked like he was ready to cry. Hey, man, we really tried. We gave it our best effort. We just couldn't find a match, and blah, blah, blah. D-backs fans are not happy. And that's a former pitcher. And they are just not happy with that cat right now over there. Austin Herdina, last year you were on the leadoff show like every day, and people were making money off of you. This year, haven't really seen you on the leadoff show at all. Were you told to stop because you were costing the casino so much money last year at the end of the day? Is that what happened? Were you shut down and like, hey, you are giving way too many damn winners out every day. You can't do this 162 times. Otherwise, it's going to be the Austin Herdina Sportsbook and not the Potawatomi Sportsbook before this whole thing is said and done. Is that what happened?
I can't just let everyone win all the time. I wouldn't really have a job if I did, right? So I'll tell you what, though. The 3 picks that I gave today, that's what people are betting on the most. Just because they're betting it on the most doesn't necessarily mean that those are, the teams that are going to win. But if you like those 3, it's plus 390 in a parlay if you want to put those 3 together. So almost 4-1 on the Brewers, Reds, and Dodgers.
Right. A parlay, for those of you that don't know what a parlay is, means you can bet all 3. So you walk up, there's numbers like attached to each team, and then you essentially just say, I want to do a 3-team parlay, and then you read the numbers off of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, like, I don't know what you would call it, ticker, scoreboard, whatever it is that you want. You can't miss it. You'll see it. And then you can put it down, and you get more odds. The problem with that is, though, if you miss one, you lose. That's why the odds are so much higher. See, I'm trying to educate everybody here, trying to get people to come check out the sportsbook and give it a shot. Because this much I know. If you win once, you're going to go back and do it again. That's that's all we need to do. We just need them to hit one time, Austin, and then they're in.
It's a fun way to betting parlays is a fun way for a small amount of money to turn into a lot of money. You know what I mean? You could put like a $20 investment down there, and you're going to get $100 back on that parlay I just mentioned. So it's a pretty good way to to build your bankroll, right? If you want to try to make a lot of money with a small amount, if you're betting just like the Brewers tonight, like I said, you're having to lay 35 to win 20 more to get back 55. Like it's a lot of people get disinterested when they find out you're going to win less than what how much you're putting up, but you're betting on a team that is expected to win. So if you want to make money, you got to either combine some teams or you got to, take an underdog.
What if I said, can you give me a player to go with that Brewer win of so-and-so's going to hit a home run or something fun and a little tricky like that might be of some interest to Brewer fans? Because when our old friend Tommy Wirtz was here, he just would go down there and bet Jake Bauer hit a home run every damn day. And then when he did, I'm so smart. But I'm just curious if there is somebody out there that would make sense to you. And maybe there's not. Maybe Austin Nardini is like, nope, not giving you anything. No, not going to happen. Figure it out on your own. Come down here. Work the deal yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can combine so many different things. It's called a same game parlay. So you choose the game you're interested in, and then the tab that says same game parlay, and you can see all the options. So like tonight for the Brewers, if you were to choose the Brewers to win, and you also think that Bryce Harang is going to hit a home run, right? Those two combined is plus 650. So what that means is you're getting 6.5 to 1 if those things happen. You can also bet on like how many strikeouts the pitcher will have. You can bet on just players to get a hit. It doesn't have to be a home run. You can just bet on them to get a hit in the game. You can also bet on them to not get it.
Feeling it, right. Jackson Churio's feeling it. That probably makes sense. Cooper Pratt's been playing well, right? Ride the hot player. Just even if you just do the hits one, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting a hit. I mean, the guys that are at the top of the order, they're getting up to the plate, 4 or 5 times a game usually. So I mean, you get one hit. It's not that hard to do for a lot of these guys. You go 1 for 5. That's a batting average of 200, which is pretty poor, but you still win your bet if you bet them to get one hit.
This was the most educational one we've done in a long time. It's because we forgot how to do the segment, but it's okay. That was a really, really good segment, and the longest we've probably done in a long time too. Take Charlie out of the mix, and we can give you your full spotlight and full sunlight we need here. Just don't get another burn.
And I don't want people to forget either about all these NFL futures. The preseason started last night. We have about a month until the regular season starts. Yep. We have so many bets, thousands of bets you can make for the season. So if you want to get bets in on who's going to win the Super Bowl, who's going to win the divisions, who's going to win MVP, Rookie of the Year, you name it, all these different props. We even have stuff like how will the Brewers do against the Bears? Right? Will they? There's 2 games they're facing each other.
Going to play the Bears. I know the answer to that one. Austin Herdenia, thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. We have the leadoff show coming up next. Austin, join us on the Gas Hotline, powered by Cooper Law. One call, that's all. That's hilarious. That's how that interview ended. That was amazing.
After being so informative.
Damn, it was going so good. He tried to rush because Eric's like, 1 minute. And I was like, Okay, coming up next, leadoff show. Mitch Thunder Nellis will join us for the leadoff show straight ahead. Out here at the Wisconsin State Fair inside the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer with you. Coming up, we'll hear from Pat Murphy. We'll go over the lineups. We'll eye up the enemy. Don't go anywhere.